You have to get it out now.
Woo!
Hi.
This is gonna be a fun stream, everyone.
Stream, I apologize.
Oh, hello.
Let's go.
Chat, I'm so sorry for what's about to happen today. I think we're doing, well, not we're. Jason's doing shots on stream.
I'm doing NyQuil Jello shots.
I don't think that's NyQuil. That's Dayquil.
That's definitely Dayquil.
If it's NyQuil, you might fall asleep during
You
stream.
would probably fall asleep during stream.
It's Dayquil Extreme.
Oh,
dude,
so it's like regular NyQuil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
NyQuil Extreme is the hard stuff.
That's what's in the other side of the box.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that Jen wouldn't bring that to work with her today, though. She only brought the Dayquil part.
That's awesome. Yeah, because you'd fall
I
asleep.
gotta
the
tell you,
NyQuil
I
stuff
took the
does put you
NyQuil
to
Extreme last night, and I don't remember much.
That is what it's supposed to do.
Like, I had a hard time going to sleep because I had a coughing fit. Like, I took the NyQuil, and then I went straight to bed and had a coughing fit, you know?
Yeah.
And it took me 15, 20 minutes to get comfortable, and then I woke up. Like, you know, this morning. Like, time for work kind of woke up. And I was like, do I really have to get out of bed?
It's what you are experiencing sounds a lot like what I experienced back in, what was it, July?
This is a good question.
What's the question?
Can we paint with this?
Oh gosh. That looks like a very transparent
orange.
Do I need a mask to watch today, Lone Samurai? Did
you just paint Dayquil on your hand?
Yes,
Yeah.
Is this how we've started stream today?
I did. Can I lick my brush?
No.
In this case, you probably could.
Yeah.
In this case,
That
it's
is in
allowed.
fact edible.
Of course, I didn't really do the math because now my Dayquil has paint water in it. So down the hatch and all that stuff.
Couldn't make it any worse than it already is.
It's funny. How's it going, Broken Chef? My name is Jabe. Nice to meet you. So, also Jay. Well, it's, yeah. Yeah. Did you just drink paint water?
Yeah.
Yep. Wow.
I just drank my glaze.
Transparent orange down the hatch.
Transparent orange down the hatch.
If you're an addict like I am,
You gotta get every drop.
you get the diluted NyQuil shot after the NyQuil shot.
God, it's your chaser. Your chaser is to get as much of the rest of it out of there as you can and water it down.
Fuku says, "Hey guys, I'm using the golden earth basing material for the first time. Woohoo! Any tips?"
Don't eat it.
Want not, waste not.
That's some good tips.
Oh,
For
it
you
is going to
there.
be that kind of stream today, folks.
All right,
you all
gang.
are...
I am empowered. When using the basing material, the golden basing material, the red earth, golden earth, those are both what we call our fine basing textures. I tend to use those first, put them down, and then I like using the coarse, like coarse brown or coarse gray over the top in small spots to kind of give it a variation and look like, you know, kind of larger packs of soil. But you can also just use it all on its own. It really doesn't matter. Up to you. The basing materials are super flexible because you can use them for the color that they are, or you can just put them down and then paint over them. So you don't have to worry about it at all.
So you can see on this guy, I painted over the textures, so it's not the same color that you would see. But you can see on this, there's that kind of raised bit here, which is a different kind of textural mix than what's over here, which is the fine.
I've
So the
definitely
fine over
used
here and the coarse over here.
just the color of the texture though, right out of the bottle, and then done my
Well,
wash and dry brush over it without having to do any painting over. So it's up to you.
The cool thing is all of this snow here is all just our snow basing texture.
Yeah.
The was it ultra fine? Giga fine?
Yeah.
Super duper
fine.
fancy fine?
I think snow's ultra fine, and then concrete's extra fine.
Yeah, there's extra fine and then ultra fine.
Yeah.
So.
And then Jason's coming up with new names for something.
Are you gonna paint a ship?
Yeah.
Are you gonna paint a Star Trek ship?
Yeah.
Can I paint a Star Trek ship?
You own one?
Not yet.
Do you have $20?
Not at this very moment.
Do you
so
own
funny.
one?
Well, I guess I'll have to go buy one then. Fair enough.
Professional Paint Linker asked, when does Dayquil flavor paint drop? We did actually. There is a new paint added to the store today.
Yeah.
You saw it, yeah?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you've been in the Discord, I made a new product today. I'm very proud of it. I really
funny.
enjoy making the absurd. Hey, look, there's this person called El Absurdo. Right as I say absurd, I am El Absurdo. He says, I'm building my first Warhammer minis for my nephew and watched an old what?
Oh no, it looks
An
like
old show?
stream. And Jen was wearing the pants.
Yeah, I'm gonna paint the Dreadnought.
That's not a dreadnought.
Yeah,
Jen was wearing the pants.
That
this
doesn't
is
look
a
like
Dreadnought.
that doesn't look like a 40K
This is a
dreadnought.
heavy Dreadnought class Star Trek ship.
It's funny that so many different worlds use the same names.
Well, the one thing I can guarantee is
For
that Star
very
Trek
different
was
things.
around before Warhammer was.
Basically, all of them.
It's funny that
Yeah.
but they're for totally different things. Like it's not
Well,
even just
Dreadnought was a
ship.
naval term,
Oh.
Yeah.
so it is ship context based.
Right. Well, but I guess a machine that you ride in and control would be a ship?
Nah, it doesn't make sense for the Dreadnought that we know in Warhammer
No.
very well.
No.
No.
Making Necrons, building them sucks.
Dreadnoughts were really just kind of like battleships that were super heavy armored.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, they may have even been precursors to battleships. They may have been super armored cruisers. It depends on what world you're working around as to where it fits.
Yeah.
Some places the Dreadnought is like at the upper level. It's like the super battleship becomes what they call a Dreadnought, which I like because the name feels
Because it feels like a
like
super
the
battleship.
penultimate badass.
Yeah. Not
know?
just battleship.
I got a battleship. I got a Dreadnought.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You're like, well, my little battleship's gonna get wrecked by the Dreadnought.
Sean O'John, it's exactly. Dreadnought equals fear nothing.
Fear nothing.
Ark, yes, we've got some Star Trek ship painting today.
Wow.
Star Trek and Star Wars. It's a very futuristic nerd day today.
Painting an alien robot guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, 40K kind of uses it wrong, but we don't fault them.
Well, we fault them for other things, though.
El Absurdo said, from what I understand, it was both paint and pants. From what I understood, it was it was pants with Jason's face on them.
What?
Is that a thing? Is that
What?
an old thing?
What?
El Absurdo said he was watching it. They were watching an old stream,
Uh-huh.
and Jen was wearing the pants in quotes.
Okay.
And from their understanding, it was pants with your face on them.
Yes.
Sorry, what?
Okay.
Have you never seen those?
No.
Oh my god. It's because you got hired after Jen stopped wearing stretchy pants to work. So much to Jen's chagrin. I like that rhyme. The owners needing to be a little more professional thing
What do you mean?
as we grew bigger.
I don't know what you're talking about.
And so, but no, I bought her a pair of stretchy pants for Christmas or her birthday one year that's just a bunch of my face all over it.
Can that be
so
allowed in the
My
dress
face,
code?
and then like all of our logos, like the Genicorn and the
That should be
Bomb
allowed.
Snail
That
and
should be allowed.
That should be allowed.
the
That's
heart,
merch.
and
right?
then my face. And
Right?
it's like that. It's that goofy hair all over the place, and then one with me with an elf hat on.
That's
know?
awesome.
It's hilarious.
Why am I not in the least surprised about any of that?
Neither one of you have seen those.
No.
That's crazy. All right, Jen, if you're watching, you got to wear the pants.
Yep. I think anything that
Dress code be damned.
has the monument logo or logos of some kind anywhere
Is
near it,
allowed.
or Jen or Jason's face should be allowed to be worn to work.
Yeah, I'm with it. I feel.
It's
Yeah.
merch, right?
It's
Just,
merch.
it's just you're representing the brand.
Well, I feel like we definitely have to give her a pass so that she can.
Yes. Especially
wear
when
the
you're
pants.
sick.
Because yes, the pants are hilarious.
That's awesome.
I have so many Jason-based clothing to go by now.
Oh my God, Phil, no.
Oh,
What have we got ourselves into here, folks? We gotta slow this down. Slow this bus down. It's going in the wrong direction. And I'm really confused.
Going in the right direction.
My brain's a little addled, folks.
I don't know what you're doing over there.
No,
I mean, I have an idea as to what you're trying to do.
I
just
need to
not sure
pin
what
this
you're
thing so I
doing.
can hold it because it's a spaceship,
Uh-huh.
and
You
I'm
should
having a
just
hard time braining.
grip it.
I don't think I want to drill it with this one.
El Absurdo says, I'm wearing boxers with Jason's face
my
on them
God.
right now.
That would be a no, right?
He just pulled out a Dremel.
I don't like Jason when he's on NyQuil or DayQuil. This is scary. He was playing with scissors earlier.
I was?
Yeah,
Oh,
next
I
to your
was, yeah.
eyeball.
I was? Yes.
That's right, I was.
And we were confused as to why they were on. It might be a threat. Jen might just be starting to leave scissors places for you to find them.
No. Where the chuck key for the freaking drill?
Oh, no, not the airbrush. I don't know about
Gosu said, Jason took both NyQuil and DayQuil at the same time. What happens now is in God's hands.
It's in God's hands. Ugh.
El Absurdo said, speaking of clothes, any idea when you're getting big boy size shirts in? What's the largest size shirt we have? I know.
3X, I think.
I
What's
thought.
Or do we have 4s?
I think we have 4X's. I think
I
Jacob.
believe we had up to 4.
On
We
the-
ordered 4 in specifically. So
Just-
we didn't have a ton of those, so those probably sold out quickly.
Just T-shirts or also the work shirts?
What's that?
Just T-shirts or also work shirts?
Work shirts, and all of them go up is at 3X. I know.
Okay.
4X, I'm pretty sure.
Mr. Old Cat.
But if we don't have them in stock right now, then we will be
Maybe
getting
it'll help
them soonish. We need to place an order.
Yeah. Whoops.
We buy blanks and then print them here. So
And I need to order some prints too. So we have some fancy new shirts,
Some fancy new designs.
fancy new designs.
you got to come up with some.
We got some in the hopper.
In
Got
other
some.
words,
Got
Whoa.
some don't eat the paint ideas, or some that we already have set. That sounds good.
Hi.
Hi,
Do-
my name's Jason.
Do I need to
Jason's-
step out of the room while you
Jason's
do this?
building
I have power
things now.
tools.
Yeah, yeah. Carter, if you're listening, he stole your power tools, and you need to come get them back.
Carter never listens.
Carter gets mad at me when I take his tools. You better put it back.
That sound makes me nervous.
Fuker said, "Hey guys, want to let you know we got Pro Acryl paints in Omaha, Nebraska. And they're
Nice.
selling,
Awesome.
They're selling super well. That metallic medium sold out the
Wah.
first day.
Should have done that.
Metallic medium day one, gone.
That's awesome.
Metallic medium selling out fast.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Day one, apparently.
Not what I would have normally thought as being the number one sellers. Usually the white is gone in a split second.
In a flash.
Our
In a flash of white. You might
our
say.
Mexican distributor came by the office today.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
He said he had a nightmare
Oh,
where
nice.
I came up to him somewhere and I was like, "Oh great, I'm in this person's nightmares." He said he has a nightmare that I came up to him and informed him that there was no more white pigment left
In the world?
in the world, and so we were having to stop making titanium white.
That's awesome.
And I was like, that is kind of a nightmare, considering how much more titanium white that we sell than everything else.
Yeah, that would be not great.
It's so silly. Like, I think we sell double the titanium white over the next closest color. And we sell a lot of paint.
We do sell a lot of paint. I know.
I have, yep, a lot.
What heresy did I join in on? No titanium white? No, it was a nightmare, a dream somebody had. Yeah, D'Ambulay said, now you have to make your white with lead. That's probably not good.
Probably not the best way to do it.
No. Jason is. Did you blow out all the resin?
Huh?
Did you blow into the hole you made to blow resin bits all over the table?
Yeah, that's how you do it.
I know, but
I'll never admit it.
hope you close it.
Right? I just did a little. The unfortunate thing was there was lots of it on the tabletop, and so it went everywhere.
Yeah.
Like all over a bunch of these models.
Isn't that like the one thing you're not supposed, like you really don't want to inhale little bits of it?
Well, when you're blowing out, you're not breathing in.
Oh, yeah. That's true.
I mean, there's a slight difference there, Gabe. Smart guy.
Yeah,
Smart man.
Smart guy.
Hey.
Smart guy, Mr. Man.
Guy thinks he knows everything.
Mr. Man thinks he's so smart.
I'm pretty smart.
I'm pretty smart.
I'm pretty smart. Little resin dust ain't hurt nobody. I don't think that's true.
I don't think that's correct.
Zombie Bunny Creations, we are doing great. It is Friday.
And we're gonna have a fun stream.
It's been fun stream so far. 20 minutes in, and it's already tons of chaos.
The wheels are off.
Yes.
Yeah.
The wheels are off.
How are you doing, Zombie Bunny Creations? Scrummy Dumpus, yes. Trek versus Wars today. Hopefully we get to see some lightsaber painting. Philip, should I tell them my Yoda jokes or no?
Oh, God. I vote no, but I don't know that my vote counts.
Yeah, Absurdo says it's more like a Dayquil anonymous meeting here.
Well, I don't think so. Only because I don't think they start with taking shots of Dayquil
Let them suffer.
in Dayquil Anonymous.
I don't think I can do the funny punchline into the microphone though. It might blow out everybody's eardrums.
What?
Shalevy said, "Keep your Yoda jokes to yourself."
Yeah.
Thank you, Schlebby.
I might actually be on board for that.
Who's your favorite joke enabler and why is it Philip?
Definitely not Philip, okay?
I will 1000% plot the mic.
Is this game delay again already?
Sounds like a game delayism.
It was.
It was. Usually I lurk, but had to shout out Jason. He made a friend of mine a Monument Hobbies affiliate. I bought him a full set of Pro Acryl and he fell in love with it. Then Jason only made it better. So thank y'all.
I did what?
It's from Zombie Bunny Creations, who's actually may have been who's your friend that is an affiliate now, because that may have been Jordan.
I'm glad I could help. I don't remember doing anything.
You did tell me to go approve something the other day. I would assume that might be related.
Bought a full
Brannigan-
set of Pro Acryl and you fell in love with it.
Brannigan brushes.
That's awesome. Oh, Brannigan. Yeah.
Heck yeah, that's awesome.
We do know. I'm missing all sorts of stuff over here in Hobbyland.
UK streamer.
Like, I don't have the proper Chuck collar for my hand drill. Where on God's green earth that could go.
Do you have the didn't you have a prototype?
Chris ate it.
Oh.
Or did Carter take it back?
Yeah, I do have the prototype bit holder. I wonder if the chuck would work in my other deal, though. Ooh, maybe.
Ooh.
Look at Gabe.
I'm pretty smart.
Speak for yourself.
I know things. I always bragged about y'all, and this morning he told me that I had to stop myself jumping for joy. That's awesome. So fun.
The problem is whether or not the collars work and the other. No, they don't. Rats.
Gabe, what are you doing this weekend? Do you have anything fun planned?
I'm packing.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Packing my house.
Not like I didn't give you a whole bunch of things to pack with,
Yes, you
too.
did give me a lot of tubs. Which is great. It means I don't have to buy boxes. Moving boxes is the
worst part.
it's the biggest scam ever.
Mm-hmm.
You think?
They're so expensive. I get it, because you have to make them and it's materials, whatever. But you use them once. And then they sit in a pile for 4 or 5 years. Unless you give them to a friend because they're moving. But it always ends up that somebody throws them out.
That's why?
And you spent like $200 on moving boxes. TV moving boxes are a scam. They're like $40.
Yeah. Well, I'll put it this way. I let you use, what, 8 tubs?
Yes.
So that's less than $100 worth of tubs.
Yep. And you can reuse them forever.
And you can reuse them forever. And they're bigger than most of your
No,
boxes.
Game delay. I knew somebody was going to say that.
What did he
Game delay
say?
said, "Doing anything fun?" I replied, "I'm packing." He said, "Jay pulls out large firearms." No, I do not. That's why I had to say I'm packing my home. But yeah, that is it. Because I move in on Monday.
Oh gosh. Are you taking Monday off?
No.
Oh dang, you're doing it after?
Yeah, but I don't have to, like, my move-in date is Monday. My move-out date isn't for a while.
Got it.
So, I've got time.
You're just gonna start taking loads of
The only reason I'm going to be moving as much as I will be on Monday is because I'm impatient.
Well, also you're gonna be gone for a week.
And I'll also be gone at LVO for a week.
Get as much done now so that your wife
Right.
is okay with you leaving.
Yes. I know, we're going through the process of all of it. It's like, oh, our moving date's this day. That's really soon. And we're like, this is exciting. And I was like, ooh, I'm going to be gone for a week.
What did she say to that when she found out?
Well, she knew that I
She
was going to be
knows.
gone.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, she may not have remembered. Remember, I don't remember a lot of things.
No, it was more of like a both of us realization, like, ooh, crap.
Yeah. Timing could have been better.
Yeah, anybody going to LVO in chat?
Me?
Well, yeah, you're not in chat.
I mean, I kind of am.
Philip doesn't count. Don't say anything, Philip.
I love it. He's like, well, I kind of am.
Kinda.
I think I'm definitely in chat.
I'm hammering things now.
Yeah. Do you have a hammer over there? Or are you using like a rock?
I have a trident.
Oh gosh, a trident.
Gabe, I'm afraid. I'm closer to
Xenobond
when
will
you
be
are.
there. You'll have to stop by, say hi. It'll be me, Philip, that old cat, and then Jordan and Schlebby. It's gonna be a fun time.
It's going to be a grand old time.
You guys are going to have a blast.
Mm-hmm.
Brick, where'd you get that hand grenade? I think
I killed a man with a trident.
one of you replied on a YouTube or a Facebook comment with something about a trident, which I thought it was really funny.
Probably him.
That was me.
Yeah, that's great.
All right. Finally.
Xenobond said, "I hear there is an open paint bar. That's where I'll be."
I will be there.
Is there an open paint bar aside from Jordan painting? No, that's the open paint bar.
Well,
I mean, technically, it's an open paint bar.
Yeah, I like
yeah,
that.
Yeah.
We need a sign to go on the back here of Go Bag. Open paint bar. Velcro. I like that.
General Kenobi. What did you
What just
do?
happened?
do you mean, what did I just do?
You touched it, and then things happened.
The freaking cap fell off. You know, this game.
Oh, God.
Everybody on their hands and knees. It's the game show.
You know, this game.
That's fun.
The last time...
Make
This
it magnetic, they said. It'll be okay, they
Jen
said.
had help.
And found it. Heard it peeing off of something hard.
Yep.
Alright,
That always happens
so
too.
I'll chat. I don't know if you can hear Jordan and Jason right now, but they are currently on the ground
Give him a play-by-play, Jake.
looking for the end of the airbrush that fell out when Jason pulled it out of the holster. It hit something metal, and and they can't seem to find it.
Hope that our carpets are...
No, yeah, or that neither of you are using a flashlight. I mean, it might reflect off of the metal.
Small piece is also pretty...
That old cat said, "I'm sure it's gone forever."
Bobby,
We have
the
never
old cat.
lost one. Can't let this happen.
You want me to come look?
Yeah, all three of us on the ground.
That makes for great entertainment.
Just a blank screen while you can hear people in the background.
Oh.
I can tell my Yoda jokes now.
Gabe, please keep them entertained while Jason and I roll around on our feet.
Yeah. It is. Yeah, a magnet would work.
No, don't do that.
I gotta help.
This is great to watch. What I'm really hoping is that I can see it from here and point it out, because that would be awesome.
That would be awesome if you actually did.
Except you probably won't.
No,
You're over there.
but it'd be kind of cool.
Oh, I found it! I found it!
Nice.
You got it.
We did it.
Woo! Watch, I'm gonna drop it again when I hand it to you.
Don't you dare. You dropped it. You literally dropped it in my hand.
Yikes. So I, a few years ago, at my
We
old
broke
job,
Jordan.
I don't know if you even have known, because you've been so in a haze at the end of the earth over here in your office, but I tweaked my back on Tuesday.
What'd you do?
I don't know.
I told you no dancing.
You should have seen me on, what was it, Wednesday when I came in, and I was just like, looked haggard as all heck.
yeah,
I
So-
slept for like maybe an hour,
Oh, that sucks.
ugh.
and because I couldn't sleep because of my back, and I could like barely get out of bed. It was fun. I was not in my usual good spirits that morning.
Is that how light of a coat you normally do for primer?
Yeah.
Dang.
First coat. I say you can barely see the primer on your first coat if you do it right.
Well, I've not been doing my primer.
This
right.
is what everybody makes a mistake with, and it's hard to train until people see it. But a model like this helps because it's not gray.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Gray models don't show it as well.
Mm-hmm.
But a model like this is perfect. So good time to take a moment and talk about the fact that when you're priming, your first coat should look like this. This is one of the reasons I never wash models, because if you do this nice super thin hazing coat, this gets
down
rid
here.
and overcomes all of the oil or grease or dirt on the surface. Excuse me. So you can really, I mean, you can turn any model into the perfect surface for painting if you just know how to feather the airbrush, get the coat very, very light. These models I felt were a little waxy to the touch, the way Shapeways prints.
You're a little low, by the way.
Right? So you want your first primer layer to look like this, like you don't know what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
But in reality, you know exactly what you're doing.
Jason knows what he's doing. I have faith.
Then when you start your second and third and subsequent coats, you start to fill in and get opacity. But this will gradually build your tooth up, keep the paint really nice, ensure that it adheres. And I'm spraying about 2 inches away from the model too. which is key when doing this kind of feathering, because since you're atomizing so little paint, it will dry a lot quicker in the air. So if you do this at like 6 or 8 inches away from the model, you're going to get spotting and bad texture. So get in close to the model and just learn how to barely pull that trigger.
Game Delay said, make my first approach to a model look like I don't know what I'm doing? Check.
Game Delay, you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
If it's the first time you've ever done it, then you have lots of forgiveness. But this is the single biggest problem people have with airbrush primers, and you'll hear it with every primer manufacturer on the planet. You know, it chips off, whether it's Vallejo, us, Badger, doesn't matter. Because people try to just glom it on. They just think the airbrush is like a rattle can, and they just try to go for full coverage right out of the gates.
Nope.
And that is not the way to do it. If you go ask an auto body shop how they prime cars, ask them how many coats of primer they do. You'll be surprised.
Yep. It's a lot more than you think.
Because a lot of them, the good ones, will do a coat or two of primer, then they will light wet sand the primer, then they'll do more primer and sand it, and more primer and sand it.
Yep.
To get smooth, because they're worried about smoothness since it's on such a large area.
AG DeJohn, we do not use ventilation in here with an airbrush. We have a pretty large room that we're in, though, that does have, like, you know, AC in here. But it is not, we don't have anything that's ventilating out. If you're in a small area, maybe, you know, if you're worried about pulling out colored boogies, then you could wear a mask or something like that, but they don't here. They just spray.
If I'm just doing a light little airbrush like what he's doing, just to get some color onto a model, get some primer onto a model, you don't really need it. But if you're gonna sit and spray for like an hour or two, you definitely want to.
Well, with a mask?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because you're gonna accumulate so much of that stuff floating around in the air that you're gonna want it.
Yeah.
But for quick stuff, it's not enough to.
Well, and again, get really good at spraying close to the model and not getting a ton of overspray happening.
Yeah.
And you're not going to see a big problem, because with water-based paints, you're not actually ejecting a bunch into the atmosphere as you're spraying like you would with a rattle can, right? Most of the paint, 99% more, is hitting the surface. It's only this stuff that isn't hitting the surface is drying in the air before it hits a surface, so just be more controlled with your bursts. Keep paint on the model, basically.
Omicron said, give me the colored boogies.
Nope. No, you don't want those. Those are not good for you.
No.
I'm about an inch away from the model right now.
El Absurdo said, the fumes help with the general hilarity in the room.
Well, that's probably not necessarily inaccurate, but also no.
No.
It's also not so much fumes as it is particles of paint.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We're not spraying any chemicals like isopropyl alcohol or anything through it, so.
I'm really disappointed in the quality of these models.
Really?
For what they cost, this is not... Like, this is worth a customer service call back to Shapeways. Tell them they need to get their act together.
Just a bunch of build lines and stuff.
Yeah, I don't know what... If they use, like, SLA machines, but this is like this thing was carved out of wood, almost.
What?
And this is the expensive version. They have a cheap version.
Oh, I want to know what the cheap version looks like.
Yeah, I can't imagine. Like, the cheap version would have, like, way more texture than this, you would think. I mean, it'll still paint, but it won't be fantastic.
Just a bummer.
It's a bummer. I don't know if you can see, like, on the fuselage, all that texturing.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
It's linear lines. It all runs front to back.
Interesting.
So we build lines.
So I'm assuming it's they printed it like this, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's done on those super expensive printers that aren't meant for doing anything you like. Unfortunately, Shapeways is a company that has gone tremendously downhill. They've changed their materials and printers so many times, and stuff that I've gotten from them has gotten progressively worse and worse. And in our industry, it makes it really tough because we have 3D resin printers, and you're like, wow, I can print 100 times better than this quality in just a few hours here at my office. But with a property like Star Trek, you can't find models. You know, I haven't found nobody that would sell STLs. Call this company.
I wonder if the cost is for the cost of the IP for them to even print them. I wonder if they get a big chunk from them. That's why you can't
Well,
find
all
the
these guys
STLs
are
and all that.
licensed with Paramount, and I'm sure that in the licensing it has very strict rules as to what you can and can't do. And you know, they probably had to have Shapeways approved as a company that was, you know, going to not infringe on the rights by selling unlicensed copies or whatever. Or unaccounted for copies is usually what that means. Yeah, it's gonna be
Thank you for
tough
the
to make
follow,
work.
Lunatic Go.
That's gonna be tough to make
Somebody
work.
likes us.
It's funny because it's not all the way around.
Thank you for the
Somebody
follow,
likes us.
Eagle
Take a
Hammer
look
Twitch.
at one of your ships.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's the same.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's the expensive one. That ship right there was probably about $16. Pretty bad, right?
Yeah.
And see, Shapeways is such a joke because they'll never show you in the photos what the actual product looks like. They just show you the STL renders.
Yep.
And then they give you all this technical jargon about how great their materials are, you know? This one's super fine detail when you need all those crisp details to show up and blah, 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 blah. And it's like, who are you talking to?
Well, part
Like
of the
automotive part manufacturers? Because that's super fine detail for if I was printing a head for a car, you know?
well, it's like this is cleanable. The problem is the detail
It'll go away.
is so shallow that
Yeah.
the minute you try and clean
That's
it
why
up,
I said you can't sand this because you'll lose
No.
everything that made it a spaceship, you know?
yeah. Man, that sucks. What the heck?
Yeah, it's kind of bad.
It's over.
So unfortunately, while I'm excited about the game, I don't know that I would recommend Shapeways for these. You can buy the same exact thing in metal from the rights holders.
Yeah, the metal's probably better, to be honest.
Can you buy the STLs from Shapeways? No.
No, Shapeways is only licensed to provide end users with the physical products.
Yeah, because then other people would just would not
And they
be
have
licensed
they're
to
contractually
sell.
obligated to not give access to any of the digital files,
Yeah.
which is why they're the place that you can go for stuff like this. Pop Goes the Monkey. I don't know if they still use Shapeways, but they used to. And they had this clear resin and the way they were printed. I wonder if it's that with Shapeways as a manufacturer, you have to determine like what printing process you want to use, and that these guys just don't understand what printing process they should be using. They've been told by Shapeways that this is the most advanced printing process, and it's like, no, that's for
Yeah.
like automotive, you know, like prototyping.
Right.
This is not the way to do this. Because Pop Goes the Monkey stuff is way better than this.
Eagle Hammer Twitch asks, do you recommend using Procurl on a dry or wet palette? Both.
Either one.
Yes.
Jason uses a dry palette, glass, and then Jordan uses a wet palette.
Correct.
Yeah, it's really everyone.
Anything. Just up to you. Yeah, just preference. However you like to paint, whatever makes it more enjoyable for you.
Yeah, the way I paint the wet palette works a little bit better for me. The way that Jason paints the dry palette works a lot better for him. So we use our own individual.
What was it that I painted like completely with the wet palette a while back?
You hated it.
Professional paint licker says tongue palette ?
Oh,
No.
it was my dwarf guy
It
for
was
the
your dwarf
limited
guy.
palette.
Yeah. And you hated every second of using not the.
Oh,
bitched
right,
the
because
whole
you
time.
switched a color out. So as a handicap, you had to use the wet palette.
Tongue palette.
No tongue palette. Punisher said Fuse is starting the Millennium Falcon while Jay is doing Jar Jar.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Jar Jar Binks. General Jar Jar. I saw that movie.
Hey, you know what would be fun is to pick up one of those X-wing ships and paint it up in an alternate scheme on stream. That'd be fun.
Sean O'John asks, what is it about your painting style that lends itself more to a wet palette?
I do a lot of I tend to not layer as much with single colors. I do a lot of mixing. And having the wet palette keep those mixes open for even a little bit longer period of time works better for the way that I like to pull paint off of the palette.
No way. Did it just fall?
Shoot. Oh god.
Jason, you're losing airbrush privileges.
I have no idea why this is happening.
Oh my gosh. Is it the other airbrush too? Thank you for the follow. I don't know how to say that, but thank you for the follow.
I don't know how to say that.
Ghost Hunter. So, Jason, this for the second time today on stream, has picked up the airbrush, and in doing so, knocked the end. Our airbrushes have a magnetic cap, so you can easily change it to the crown attachment that comes with your airbrush, and it hit the end of the holder, and it fell onto the ground. It is a very tiny piece that they are looking for on a gray carpet in the dark.
Hey, somebody likes us.
Game Delay said, can't walk straight, can't see straight, has coughed up coughed up half a lung on stream, and says, I don't know why this is happening.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly.
Division Ring said, I understand why they're selling a sense of humor now. They need a new airbrush fund. Just the holder. The airbrushes are great, but it's just the holder.
The holder. It's just the fact that we try to share the fucking thing. It's not an arm's reach of either one of us.
It's true. The holder isn't a
And he
very,
always steals the fucking .3 and puts it on his side.
very.
Well, that's just the side that it's always been on.
Now they're bickering about who picks,
That's a lie.
who steals which airbrush from the other.
Kept them on the same side. Hey, look!
We found it.
By our powers combined,
And by that, you mean by my power pointing at it.
I found the first one.
And I found this. Oh, God, you dropped it again.
By our powers combined.
So, how many times, chat? So it's been 45 minutes. How many times do you think this is going to happen again before the end of stream?
At least once more.
Yeah, probably a lot. I moved this one close to me now.
I think you should just set them on the table next to you.
I think y'all just be quiet.
They do have quick disconnects. We could just leave them disconnected.
Jordan's getting a good workout over here, so.
True.
My back hurts. This is not great.
Okay, Millimeter Matt said, Pimp my mini. I'm painting generic red with black trim Battletech mechs and have airbrushed all over with burgundy. Then picked out the trim with coal black. What next steps would you take to take it up to the next level?
That's a Jason question because it's mech related.
Mm-hmm. Jason's multitasking.
Sorry,
He's taking control.
I'm absolutely useless right now.
No.
What was the question again? Oh, Gabe may not be able to see it. Oh, no, he can.
Generic red with black trim Battletech mechs have airbrushed all over with burgundy, then picked out the trim with coal black. What next steps would you take to take it up to the next level?
For red?
I think just in
You want to
general.
do red and black?
Yeah, red and black.
Well, I would highlight the burgundy.
What color would you use?
Well,
So taking burgundy and mixing it with skin tones is amazing.
Ooh.
So shadow flesh, tan flesh. So any of your reds, mix them with skin tones for your highlight colors.
yeah, it works really good. And then you can always use a little bit of that sweet red transparent if you want it to be a little bit more of that
Yep.
punchy saturated red. Bring it back down.
What about highlighting your black? The coal black.
I've been really partial to our brown gray lately, but
Mm.
I mean, any of our grays will work wonderful for that.
Great. Yeah, so you probably want to use a gray for the black, especially because it's the trim. Because the trim isn't just going to stay black, because it's going to have light on it and all that. So you can have some fun with that. I've really enjoyed, at least for me, Battletech minis doing some edge highlighting with some light at 2 o'clock. I just really like the way that it pops the colors a lot more, but it's up to you on what you're going for.
Ooh, this Gabe's giving advice too.
It's true.
I like it.
There's someone in chat said you can noosh it.
That's what I told Gabe to do with his.
Yep, and I did, and they look great. The other day, Christmas Sushi did a color from above. He did some green over it to make it look like old, weathered, mossy mechs. It looks really cool. There's lots of different things you could do. Yeah, new should be cool.
If you're talking about using noosh,
Mina
I'm
Matt
into it.
said, I have tan flesh and dark warm flesh. Which is better to mix into burgundy?
Tan flesh, dark warm flesh.
Probably dark warm
Dark
flesh.
warm flesh.
It's a little bit.
It might be pretty close in value. Hold on.
That's the problem, right? Those are both very high value colors.
Mhm.
You know,
No news for you
tan
yet. That's
flesh
all
is
right.
brighter
You'll just
gold.
not want to use much.
Mm.
Yeah,
What
you
would
can
be
just a
if-
little bit.
What would be the best flesh tone?
I would say if you are going to go to red eventually, I would use dark warm flesh.
Dark
'Cause it's
warm
more
flesh.
it's more orange, where the tan flesh is a lot more desaturated.
You want more of the orange.
Yeah, tan flesh tends to stray a lot more pink, but it's like a desaturated pink.
Scott, this is new game or for old SFB? I think it's for old SFB. Is this
For any of them, right? It's just a Federation ship at 131, whatever the heck it is. I don't remember. I think they call this like 2,500 or.
Scott?
But yeah,
the,
I plan to use it in Fed Commander, Starfleet battles, probably more Federation Commander or Call to Arms Starfleet. Just because I'm not looking to spend my entire life playing one round of a game.
What do you mean?
I'm old.
Scott is from Shapeways, right? Is that correct? Shapeways.
Amarillo Design Bureau on Shapeways.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the quality leaves a little bit to be desired, and these are the expensive ones. We were just talking about that.
Yep.
So I'm not real pleased. We'll see. I reserve final judgment until I get, more of the painting done, but
Millimeter Matt said, "Thanks for pimping my mini monument. You the best."
pimping what?
His mini.
We put somebody's mini?
He was the one asking about the Battletech stuff.
Oh, yeah.
He said, "Hey, can you help me pimp my mini?" And
Got
then
it.
asked the question.
Happy to help.
That's what we're here for.
Yeah, it's our new thing. Let's pimp your mini.
But yeah, I bought a Federation and a Klingon battle fleet.
Mhm.
Kind of hodgepodged them together. I have all of the Federation Commander laminated cards for my fleets. Those showed up the other day.
Nice.
So now we've got all the stuff to start playing any of the games because I got all the rules for all of them.
Oh, cool.
I got Starfleet battles. I got Fed Commander, Klingon border. and I have Call to Arms Starfleet. So with all of the, I think they all showed up actually. So we have all the rule sets. Now it's just a matter of sitting down and figuring out. Federation Commander seems like the Starfleet battles I know and love, because I played Starfleet battles before it became bloated, when it was a pocket game. All it was I think they changed the pocket rule set that it originated from into maybe the Starfleet Academy rule set, right? It was kind of the get used to the game rule set, back before they had quite so many squares to check off on the SSD or whatever it's called.
Scott said, I'm an old school 4-time rated ace from SFB tournament play. I give you all permission to appreciate and respect me.
Scott. I love it. It's the first war game I ever played of any substance, right? Probably played, Battleship and Risk prior to this, but it's the one that I know and love. And it's so funny because, I just had figured all that had obscured itself into dust. I knew there was Attack Wing, right? Mm-hmm. Star Trek Attack Wing or Starfleet Attack Wing that WizKids does.
Yep.
But I hated the models for it, right? Neat models, neat ship types, but horrible models. They're done like, toys you would find in a bin at Target.
I mean, they're basically HeroClix models, right?
Yeah, they're basically HeroClix. So it's that exact rubbery nonsense with, the details sort of pseudo painted, printed on, you know. But the game itself plays really well. I like the game better than I like X-Wing, because they're basically the same game. But I feel like Attack Wing does it much better than X-Wing does, but X-Wing does ships better. And I went the X-Wing route when I played those games. And then just looking around, I forget what I was even looking around for. I was just looking around for starships, because I've been on this journey to find something, right? We have the big, whatever this is, Dreadnought for the PHC from Drop Fleet Commander or whatever it is.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's a neat ship, but they're like, okay, great. It's kind of okay. It's not anything that like just says, hey, paint me.
Yeah.
I like it, and I probably will paint them up at some point, but they weren't really indicative of something I wanted to paint a whole fleet, spend a lot of time on.
Yep.
And so I was like, you know what? As silly as it seems, I wonder if anybody makes Star Trek STLs or minis that I could go get, so that I could, play with, like, the first sci-fi franchise I really fell in love with was Star Trek. And so I started looking, and that led me down the rabbit hole to the fact that there are still people keeping this game alive.
Right.
The Amarillo Design Bureau guys out of Texas that have just done a superior job at keeping these rule sets going and have the licenses and all that. But, of course, they only have the licenses to the original series stuff, not from any of the movie stuff. Yeah. So
right.
The ships are a little dated, models are a little dated, but the ones I love. I just wish that you could get like the Dash A, stuff like that. So there aren't many games more crunchy than old Captain's Edition. Well, that's the thing, right? But it didn't start with Captain's Edition, right?
Hi, Avian.
Was it Commander's Edition first? And then Captain's put it all together? I think so, right? But before there was even that, it was a Ziploc bag with a half-size rule book and 1 or 2 cardboard punch-out decks and like 5 pages, notebook-sized pages folded in half that each had either 2 or 4 ship layouts on them. I can't remember if they were double-sided print. I think they were. And so I think you got like 4 ships on a piece of paper. And you were meant to like photocopy back in the day, like take them and get them photocopied and tear them in half so that you had a sheet that had it, and it had the Federation, the Klingon, and some Gorn ships. I think that was all there was. Oh no, there's Romulan. Federation, Klingon, Romulan, and Gorn. So maybe there were 4 pages front and back with 4 ships apiece.
Right.
And that's it. And each one was just one half of a piece of paper. There was nothing other than your shields and drones and then all of your internal check boxes. They didn't have, like, now they've got all sorts of crazy crap on there. So
Yeah, that book that you were going through is crazy. Chat wants to know what you're
USS
gonna name
Hot
it.
Pink Plaid is what I'm being seen, or what I'm seeing. No,
Yep.
Avian asked what are you gonna name it, and then asked if chat could name it.
I will let chat type names in chat. I do not agree in principle to anything that chat wants. But yeah, I guess it'd be fun. We need to name the ships.
Scott said Captains was their last SFB. Then years later, the streamlined various commander boxes came out. Corn was my first live. James Siram asked, have you guys tried using Noosh on a blade or a sword? In my mind, it would make a bit of NMM oiled blade look. I think it would have to be a light coating, as a heavier coating would start giving the weathered effects. Or is my brain dragging this in the wrong direction?
I mean, it'll just work as a filter, right? When you apply it that thin, it'll tint the surface of what you're working with, but won't sit into the recesses like it would on something that'll have a lot of detail to it. So it'll work great for that.
Oh,
The
Gore.
USS Trash Panda.
Oh my gosh.
I'm down.
USS Trash Can.
So here's the problem. There's a company that makes all of the decals, and they have the decals for every ship type that I have. And you then type in the name when you do the order form, and they custom do the decals with your ship name on them.
No,
That's
they
pretty
don't.
cool.
Oh yeah, and they're reasonably costed too. These guys are great. And so I'm going to get the decals once we figure it out. So what we decide is going to happen, but I will tell you this. They, while not holding you to canon ship names, they will print your ship name on there. It cannot be anything derogatory, and it cannot be anything that could be supposed or found to leave the IP in a negative light. They won't print it. So Trash Panda may not fly. We could try it. They may get it. But they may also rifle back and say, no, we can't do
They'd
that.
probably laugh and be like, that would be funny, but we can't.
Well, they're beholden through ADB as a partner to hold up to the Paramount license.
Yeah.
So while they don't have to come up with like traditional ship names that were on the roster and canon, we could call it the USS Fuse, you know. But Trash Panda, I don't know. We'll see. We'll write that down. Gabe, you're gonna have to keep a list.
USS Raccoon City.
Raccoon City.
Oh, microphone. Okay, so
I don't want a whole raccoon-based fleet, dude. I'm not that big a fan of raccoons. I don't know. Just because we made an ad making fun of somebody doesn't mean that you had to take it to heart
Okay,
that I'm a
I'm
raccoon
writing down
guy now.
USS Trash Pan.
USS Trash Bin.
Yep.
The things that chat comes up with never ceases to amaze.
Chat being chat.
Chat does be in chat sometimes.
Chat does beat chat. Chat be chatting. And I'm gonna eat some Cheez-Its.
It's funny, Gabe came up to me earlier today. He's like, I want some gummy candy. And stole
You
another.
only have like a whole sea of it.
I do. I told him yes. It wasn't like I said no.
USS Percival.
Whoa. That's not terrible.
It has to be
What?
the full name though.
USS Percival.
The USS
There has to be a Percival.
Chevalier. The
Is the Percival our command cruiser? This is a dreadnought, so it wouldn't be this one. I mean, it could be. No reason why the dreadnought couldn't be
would
called
Percival be a commander or a rogue ship
That's what I'm saying. Is it?
that you
Is it?
poke your enemies with?
What number is he's Chevalier the
Fifth, first of his name.
so the dreadnought should be the USS Chevalier the first.
Chevalier -1
Yeah.
-5 -1.
Yeah. Yeah. And then you should have 2, 3, 4.
Oh, there's
And-
a Percival
and five.
Chevalier. The P Chevalier 1, P
Yeah.
Chevalier 2 1,
USS
P
not the
Chevalier
Enterprise.
3 1.
Yeah. So Percival Chevalier the Fifth, first of his name, is actually from a long line of Star Trek ships.
why he's first of his name.
Yeah.
He was the first
He's the
not
fifth,
ship.
he's the first
be named.
non-Star Trek ship.
Oh, I love this.
The lore keeps growing.
New
Wrap it
canon?
up, Buzzballs.
I think it's pretty good canon, Jason.
Yep.
This is pretty good. I'm a fan of where we're taking this.
I'm sure you are.
I actually don't know how to spell Chevalier.
CHEV. Then you lose him. It's ALIER. Chevalier.
I'm putting Chevalier-5-1. Samson Arts with a raid.
Oh my gosh.
Welcome,
It's
Raiders.
the man himself.
We are painting
Sam.
some Star Trek and some Star Wars. Nerding out today.
I've got two kinds of wet and
We're
wet
having a bit of
beer.
an unhinged stream, folks.
It's real nerd stuff going on.
Real nerd stuff going on.
Big nerd stuff.
Jason's taking shots of Dayquil.
I took one shot of Dayquil.
Well, technically
you
it was...
refilled the thing a couple of times.
Yeah.
3 shots of Dayquil. 1.75 shots. Of Dayquil.
Yeah.
Well, it was a full shot of Dayquil.
Technically, it could never be as much. It could never be any more Dayquil than filled the original shot glass.
Correct.
Right, so it was one shot,
So it was 1 shot of
And then
Dayquil followed by
2 shots of water
2 shots of water
that
chaser.
were mixed with...
that
chased
mixed a
it
little
up.
bit with the
I
leftovers.
chased it up with 2 shots of water,
so funny.
and I probably shouldn't be operating heavy machinery.
Which
well,
we pulled out a Dremel
And
earlier.
then you pulled out a Dremel immediately afterwards.
Yeah. We've been...
I have all my digits. I've lost the cap to the airbrush twice.
Yep.
I found it once. Jordan found it the other time.
Yep.
What's going on, Sam?
We're a real big mess in here.
Yeah, Sam was painting Rhino.
Comic character, nice.
He was painting Rhino?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
The USS McBodie face.
We're not doing anything mix something face. Sorry.
It's so funny.
Sorry, Charlie.
USS Mickey Mouse.
I have 11 ships that we have to name. So we got
I like-
plenty of names we got to come up with, chat.
I like USS Mickey Mouse.
I think there's 10 Federation ships and 11 Klingon.
Well, okay, so here's the other
The Klingon
question.
are easy because it's all like, ah, pah.
Do you have to name one after Jen?
We could really offend a lot of people with the Klingon names because we could just make them like phonetic. And people would be like, do you know what you just said to me?
It's like, no, actually,
No,
I do not.
actually don't. I said, bah, pah.
And then everybody cringed.
Yeah. USS Mickey Mouse. So the original Mickey Mouse just went into public domain.
Did it really?
The Steamboat Willie Mickey Mouse went into public domain this year, 2024.
Huh.
I do not believe they were able to block him from reaching the public domain. Of course, that is not the modern Mickey Mouse,
No,
so it does not
that's a steamboat one, right?
traditionally hurt. Well, I think it still allows people to do obscene things with Mickey Mouse, which is going to offend Disney no matter what. But it's going to be an interesting year for Disney.
Why did they lose that?
They've been trying to keep it out of the public domain forever, and it's already gone way past its protected time, and they've been able to lobby to keep it, but they finally passed into the public domain beginning of this year.
Interesting.
The Steamboat Willie one. He doesn't have gloves, right?
Mhm.
The modern one has like white
It's
gloves.
like white and black, right?
Well, yeah, he's black and white,
Yeah.
right?
So why'd they have to keep? I don't understand why they would have to keep lobbying to keep it from going
Well,
public.
U.S. copyright law doesn't allow for things to stay out of the public domain forever.
Okay. So that's why people is
So
that
if you
is
have a
that
character and it's been out there with its material, blah 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 blah, after a certain
Yeah.
amount of time, it's public domain so that people can use it however they want.
interesting. That's interesting.
Disney has won more times than lost in that arena for keeping Mickey
sure.
Mouse out of the public domain.
But old Mickey Mouse, right? So new Mickey
Mickey
Mouse is
Mouse,
still
yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, there's a lot of things like with Winnie the Pooh,
Mm-hmm.
right? We
Yeah.
wanted to do that Winnie the Pooh graphic,
As long as it doesn't
and
have
as long as it doesn't have the shirt,
right.
right,
We
then
can
it's
do it.
in the public domain.
Is it because they're not making any current versions of that Mickey Mouse character for them to be able to lose it? Like if they were to make a new movie with him,
We'd have to talk to an
now.
attorney to figure out the nuances on it because I think a lot of companies will continually update their IP so that it continually extends its licensability.
Interesting.
But in order to do that, you now have allowed the ones that got updated from to fall into public domain,
Got it.
right? So as long as like Mickey Mouse gets updated, every X amount of years, then the current Mickey Mouse that is on everything you see would never be in the public domain. Now, that stops mattering when you can't change Mickey Mouse anymore. Like,
Right.
what are you going to change Mickey Mouse into now? Right? Which is probably why Disney has bought every other property on the planet.
Yeah.
Because they can no longer rely on all of their old properties that made them Disney, because everything's falling into the public domain.
Interesting.
You know, a non-Disney company made the Snow White movie recently,
Yeah.
which was funny. They made it to compete with Disney's re-release of Snow White.
Yep.
That's funny. USS Wizard's Butt.
Oh,
I don't think they'll let us do that.
yeah, probably not. That'd be a funny name though.
Like I said, we're going to get the actual... I will pay for the decals to be made for the names we come up with for the ships, but the company won't make derogatory names. And so
So-
anything that says "but" in it would be deemed derogatory. I
Game
guarantee.
Delay used an online translator to get some Klingon ship names. I'm not trying to say them in Klingon, but translated to Eat the Paint, Wizard's Butt, and Hobby Nerd.
See, now I like that.
Sapwulpoo.
We got to have the Hobby
Yak.
Nerd. The USS Hobby
Okay.
Nerd. Yeah, the Winnie the Pooh horror movie that came out recently.
Jeez. Does that the same thing with names too?
Huh?
Like, will certain like names of brands go into public domain, or just characters?
No.
Okay,
No. As long as you're operating under your trademark, then
interesting.
like nobody else can be the Walt Disney company.
Yeah, I don't think anybody else could use the name Mickey Mouse. Just
Nobody
the,
else can
just
be
the
Coca-Cola.
character. Okay,
No. Mm-mm.
interesting.
No, they couldn't call it Mickey Mouse.
Yeah, but it's very interesting.
Like our Monument Hobbies trademark and our Pro Acryl trademark, you wouldn't be able to do anything with those. Even if we had a Pro Acryl character.
Yeah.
And it's really the material that the character was in, and its likeness go into public domain, but it's not the. So it's specifically that Steamboat Willie version of him. Oh, interesting stuff. But
I always get fascinated by like copyright law and all that stuff is really interesting.
On a little bit of that purple showing through, so that's still looking all right.
Deborah Kuhn said, "Kinda. Zipper used to be a trademark, but became a common English word." Ghost Hunter said, "Pro Acryl character? You mean Don Mahogany?"
Well, there you go.
Don Mahogany is not a Pro Acryl character. He's his own man.
He is his own man.
Yeah, I need for you guys to understand how the world works here.
We need to protect Don Mahogany's social security number.
Yeah.
Okay, Guardian, not a little bit. Right now, not so much. But I did take some Dayquil at the beginning of the stream, so maybe it'll
Mickey
be better.
Mouse horror game is previewed on stream right now. Interesting.
Previewed on stream. Okay. What a wild place
On Steam.
What's that?
to live in, where Mickey Mouse is no longer a
Yeah.
protected thing.
Steam. I said stream. It's Steam. Little Goblin, happy Friday.
What's up, Little Goblin?
Panic Bomb, you picked up some Pro Sables at FLGS today. Nice.
Pick me some lightsabers with some transparent
Mm.
blue. And I'm gonna use a little bit of bright yellow green here.
Using panel shading. Keep this dome. When you're dealing with something like this, you're literally painting a coin and a bunch of cylinders. Unlike Grievous over there with detail, the ship is a little lacking. So you've got to do what you would do in the scale modeling world, which is create that detail with the layering of your color. And so we're creating the shadow of that dip in the saucer, so to speak, manually. We do have the lines, but if you go in and you paint those lines black, it looks silly.
Mm-hmm. Would you not use like a wash for this?
Yeah, and I will.
Okay. Scott said, "Here's what I know about copyright. I'm a butcher, so take this as gospel, or don't take this as gospel. When something falls in public domain, you can use it freely, but where applicable, but need to cite the source. Like if you made something off Cthulhu, you have to cite based off the works of H.P. Lovecraft. Anyone can make Lego bricks, but they just have to be a little off and can't say Lego. Gotta say interconnected bricks. That's why Lego the company is mostly licensed products now. So saith a butcher."
Yeah, it's interesting to
Makes
watch
sense.
how companies whose main product line has fallen into public domain and what they have had to do as a company to survive.
Yeah, what would like Marvel characters? Like I'm sure that they've probably. I mean, they've been around for a long time too.
Part of the reason why they keep on making a lot of them, right? A lot of new ones.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. You'd have to figure out like what's in the public domain, what isn't, what's been
Yeah.
able to be lobbied for, because you can go and lobby to keep it out like Disney did by saying that it is the integral portion of your business and they will allow you to extend that.
Yeah.
Right? But
I
you
feel
have
like-
to be able to prove in the courts that having it be in the public domain would cause significant harm to your business. Right? And that's what.
Oh, I see. So yeah, like if Mickey Mouse, the current mouse, went into public domain, that would hurt their business. But old Steamboat Willie, probably not so much.
No.
Yeah, exactly. They had been trying to muscle it to where they kept all renditions of him,
Yeah.
but
Game Delay said, "I don't know what you said yet, but as a lawyer, I endorse this entirely. I'm sure it's correct."
I'm sure it's correct.
Game Delay is just a friend of the channel.
It'd be funny if Game
Anything
Delay
we
was
say is
actually
correct.
Rufus, what class of ship is that? I can't find it anywhere.
This is a dreadnought. It is a heavy dreadnought. I'm not going to be able to tell you what specific class it is. I would have to look at the model itself. The problem with these is like beyond the Constitution class, I don't know a lot of that. Because knowing the name of a ship doesn't necessarily tell you its class, but sometimes it does. You know,
like the USS
like the
Enterprise.
Galaxy class, I believe, was what the Enterprise D was.
Yeah.
Is that correct? So
I
it's
think
not.
it was
They're not
Galaxy.
Enterprise class, and the Enterprise is not always a Constitution. It's been a lot of different types of ship,
Mm-hmm.
right? But I don't know.
Dower Raccoon said, "We'll find out soon. Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman are coming up on public domain status in a few years."
Are they really? Oh, that's interesting.
Dang.
What's that? Oh, Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman are coming up on public domain status in a few years. Yeah, that makes sense.
I almost feel like
And that means that Marvel won't be far behind.
Yeah.
but even like in Invincible, they've totally ripped off characters
Well, you can parody things.
for
Yeah.
sure.
That's completely doable. You know.
You can also
Yeah.
make things.
I guess it would be
Pretty
like his
similar.
likeness. Yeah.
The thing is, there is I think there is a certain percentage of like differences that you need to have to make it be like enough different for it to be okay.
Yeah. Interesting.
Because like you can't own all possible like portions of derivatives of like Mickey Mouse. You would never be able to make a mouse character ever, right? So like there has to be some amount of percentage points there where you can make a mouse character, but it cannot be similar enough.
Yeah.
We
And I'm
have
sure
to be
that there's
careful because you wouldn't be able to make like a mouse mascot character that drove your brand in the exact same industry that Disney was in.
right,
Because
exactly.
that's where trademarks protect you.
Yes, exactly.
And so they're overlapping things happening here. Like copyright and trademark are different.
Yeah. But if you made a tire company and decided to make a mouse mascot, probably not that big of a deal.
Yeah, then it would just have to be out of likeness, right? You wouldn't be able to use it. And that's generally easy to skirt, you know.
Yeah.
People aren't trying to take it and say, you know, a Disneyland tire company.
Yeah.
I guess Cthulhu is a really good example of it. I feel like you see that in tons of different games and
Very
books
commonly used.
Right.
Yeah, it just depends on the original work, right?
Yeah. Very interesting.
Like the reason why
Also, you're off
GW
screen,
used
Jason.
orc spelled differently, I think, in the beginning.
For 40K or for their Lord of the Rings game?
Before they had the Lord of the Rings property because of the Tolkien estate.
Yeah.
All right.
Nice.
I'm getting a pseudo deep duck egg blue. They're not really. I mean, technically they were duck egg blue.
Yeah.
But the way they filmed, they look more silver for the ships. So.
That's why D&D has halflings instead of hobbits. Which is funny because they are called halflings in Lord of the Rings, though.
I think it's more of a...
The Hobbit was the proper name,
Yeah, thank you.
And halfling
and the
was
halfling was the more of a
I forget the term for it.
not a slang, but a terminology.
Yeah.
You know, like saying midget,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was probably in the world. It was probably more of a derogatory, like half man. You know.
Panic Bomb says my oldest D&D book has hobbits in it still. That's fun.
I think first edition, the old brown bound ones
Yeah.
before they were hardback.
We're hobbits.
I actually wouldn't be surprised if halfling was intended to be used as a derogatory term.
I think it was derogatory slang.
I think it's only ever used by bad guys.
No.
I'm trying to think of like people who are like good guys who would...
I think it was used in the tavern as derogatory by
I'm pretty sure
the
Boromir called them
humans.
halflings. And Aragorn at some point.
Yeah, I think Aragorn called. Well, in the movie he did.
Yeah.
Did he?
Whether that was done in the book, I can't remember.
Yeah. Piscoe, do you guys buy these figures or make them yourselves? We buy them and then assemble them and then paint them up on stream.
Yeah, we either purchase them for ourselves or they get gifted to the company from other companies in our industry. We do have models that we make ourselves.
Got one coming
But the
soon.
bulk of what you'll see us painting, and definitely what we're painting right now, are made by third parties.
Scott said, "Whoa, it's 2024. You can't be dropping the H word like that."
I don't want to hear none of that halfling talk.
Okay. Scott said Aragorn called them halflings when he was sick and tired of their crap. He regretted it later and issued a full apology.
Pollute my britches with delight.
This is
Yeah.
from the
Interesting.
book.
Hey,
Baka says,
somebody
what if I
likes us.
order a sense of humor? You will get something great.
Yep. Fuse, I'm irresponsible. What happens if I order a sense of humor?
You will get something great. I think there's only 2 in stock right now,
Yep.
so you'll surprise me, number 1. But
Piscowie, thank you for the follow. Thank you for the sub.
I will tell chat this because we love you so much that Jen and I talked about it today and asked, like, what if somebody actually orders one of these? She was like, you know, I was kind of like, it's $499.99, you know, because I had it at $500 and a penny. And I was like, is $499.99 enough for a sense of humor? And she laughed. and I said, you know what I'll commit to is if somebody buys a sense of humor, and okay, so I want you
Is it like a mystery?
in chat.
Don't.
I'm telling chat what I'm going to do.
Okay.
I'm outing the reality here.
Okay.
So chat,
You're gonna have a lot of people go and try to buy this right
if
now.
you don't understand, well, there's only 2 of them in stock.
Yep.
I should put 3 because that's how much it'll cost us to do what I need to do.
Do you want to go do that now before you tell? Should let me ask, can I get an employee discount?
No. No, there's no discounts on this. I need to make sure I put that in there because I think it's already set up as part of the paint bundle. So if you buy 7 paints and a sense of humor, you get a 10% discount on the sense of humor. So, because if you haven't seen it, if you go to our website, if somebody can get the link to the sense of humor and put it in the chat, that'd be amazing.
Oh my gosh.
The sense of humor is a bottle of yellow paint, because yellow is the color for humor. And so it's a bottle of yellow paint with a smiley face where the color swatch is, and it's wearing Groucho Marx glasses. And then I type some funny stuff there. So just search humor up at the top. Yeah.
Humor.
Yeah, it's for bold sense of humor.
Bold sense of humor.
I would laugh so hard if we pulled this up and it said out of stock.
No, it still says add to cart, so nobody's bought it all. So don't you dare add that to cart.
Yep.
But see, if you
Price
buy
per
it,
item.
you get
You
the
could-
discount. It's
if
only
you
$450 if you
8 of them.
put it in the bundle. But there you go. So that's why SpongeBob is yellow. Yes. So the
I love these. They're just
so if you buy a sense of humor, my goal is that I will hire a sculptor and I will have them sculpt that bottle, right? Maybe even with arms holding a paintbrush with the Groucho Marx glasses. So it will be a Pro Acryl bottle holding a paintbrush with Groucho Marx glasses, and we will get it to where we 3D print out resin Groucho Marx sense of humor bottles,
Oh my god.
and everybody will get a very limited number of these. So
Pull it up if you haven't. But these notes are funny. No, we have no idea how right rain is, but it is wet. So maybe you'll just be wet as rain. I guess you'll have to take your chances. If your sense of humor lasts longer than the rest of your life, seek medical attention.
yeah, Lunchbox Superhero. I'll make it to where the arms are paintbrush holders. So they'll just be open hands,
Oh,
chunky open hands, where you can put 2 paintbrushes that you're
Oh
working
my
with currently. So it'll be the sense of humor
Oh
paintbrush
my
holder.
Don't
gosh.
say it. Chris will put that in his cart. He will buy that.
Chris
for
will
sure.
buy that
He
right
will,
now.
He will.
So
buy
now
it.
it will
In the
have to
cart.
be engineered. Don't ask me how big it'll be, because it'll be just big enough to make sure it balances with paintbrushes in it. That's how big it'll be. Which means it'll probably be like a 75 millimeter tall, or no, it'd have to be taller than that because our current ones are 85 millimeters tall.
You realize we're gonna have to paint these on stream.
Side effects may include
Oh, I'm
side
looking forward to
aches, facial wrinkles, lack of oxygen, and other laugh-inducing.
It will
Gargant
not be
size?
gargant size, Chris. No, it will. No, the value is in the humor,
Yeah.
not necessarily in the amount of resin it takes to make it.
You are buying a sense of humor, everybody. That's the whole point.
So as somebody who buys this sense of humor bottle, am I just funding the ability for this to be sold as a thing? What is the
No, it will always
only-
just be
only
that's
the-
what the sense of humor is.
only 3 people get this? Steal a texture trainer.
Yeah.
Why do you want to
We
steal a
don't have
texture
one.
trainer?
Only if you buy a sense of humor.
Yep.
Okay.
The painted one, why? What do you need it for?
Oh, I just got people I was showing. But I don't know. That's fine.
There was
Yeah, I
one-
don't want to hand you the
No, it's fine.
where we gave the last unpainted one to El Naveno
Oh,
Reno.
that's right.
Oh, that's why that one's gone.
There's one on my desk.
Sorry to interrupt.
Oh, do you still have one?
I have one.
Oh, okay.
Ish.
I thought you brought it back to me and I gave it away.
I think there were 2 up here.
Oh, okay, cool.
Carter handed me one with
Okay,
a
cool.
box. So.
Can it have a tutu? Maybe.
Did you Bakamaru?
I mean, that is
Dude,
funny.
Jay looks so upset.
That is funny.
Maybe the first 3 are painted by you guys, and then prints go on the store.
I could do that.
So if I bought a sense
Yeah.
of humor, I'd get one, and
I'd be down.
I'd get it
If
painted.
you are one of the initial ones who funds the making of this, then Baby J and I and Gabe will all paint one.
I have to paint one.
You got to paint
That's
one too.
super scary.
You have to paint one.
Dang. All right, I'll paint it. I'll do it.
Yeah, oh yeah, Fire Arc's correct. It only fits left-handed brushes.
Yep, because all of us are left-handed except for that guy who's kind of weird.
All of us, meaning the two of us up here. Left-handed.
Shlubby says, I say yes, it can have a tutu.
I say yes.
Yeah, so will this
I
be
love
the-
it. Look at Scott. Scott's like, I bought one. Listed it on eBay as exclusive store opening limited edition Games Day Japan Emperor of Man Sense bottle of Humorium and tripled my money. Joke's on you, clowns.
Oh my gosh.
That's awesome.
Okay, what's the over/under on these being sold out by the time stream is over?
We got to go put another one in stock.
I know. Let me check.
I mean,
I can
He
buy
won't
it
tell you anything.
with
We don't
interest-free
list. We
payments.
don't show how many are in stock.
We
Don't
don't
add it to
show
cart because then
active
that keeps
inventory.
somebody from buying it.
I'm really thinking about this, Chris.
Or Pride, resubscribe 83 months.
Think about
Dang.
it. You could go take to your grave the fact that you were one of the agitators that
Oh
made
my
Monument
gosh.
have to hire a sculptor to sculpt this crazy brush holder.
Chris said, I'll,
is, I know somebody who would love to do this.
Chris said, I'll sell a
To sculpt
camera.
it?
Yeah,
Oh, who? Mary?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. She would have fun with it, I think.
she would have a blast. Yeah, absolutely.
Baka said, my wife is yelling at me as I explain why I should do
Throw
this.
back my legs and salute my britches with delight.
Mrs. Baca, he's right. Whatever he's saying, he's correct.
Yeah.
Oh my
That's
goodness.
Awesome. Yeah, we do. We need to add some more. Well, if somebody adds it to their cart, you said it takes it away from someone else being able to get it?
Well, yeah.
Because it's in somebody's cart.
Well, Chris added it to his cart.
Well, then, Chris, you gotta buy it.
You gotta buy it now.
He's probably lying. It's Chris.
No, Chris adds stuff.
I don't know,
Chris's-
man.
Christopher's carts are wild. Anything that he's ever wanted off of B&H is in his cart. It just sits in his cart. It's crazy to me.
I don't have any bright neutral gray. Do you have any bright neutral gray over
I
there?
do, right here.
Where's all
Boom.
my stuff?
Oh, you know what?
Chris Sushi said,
This is not me.
okay, he said
but
it's in a
here's
list.
the bright neutral gray for you.
Yeah, okay.
I feel like
Somebody
one
probably
time you
asked
told
for
me
it
it was
when,
in your
Phil
cart.
was here.
You
Yeah,
accidentally
something
ordered
Yeah.
it.
Oh, you know what's really funny about that? I actually need bright neutral gray.
Oh, do you? Well, let me punch some into the airbrush.
Oh, that's funny. That's really funny. Good. Good.
See?
All right.
Chris said, nah, I bought those things. So you did have a list. Baka said, so to be totally fair though, my wife is the one who bought me the whole line 1 year ago for Christmas. So clearly she approves bad spending habits. And is telling you no.
I don't know. I think buying the whole line is a great investment.
Scott said, speaking of carts, does the Ben Comets LVO Masterclass come with an expansion pack from you guys? He and Matt did it last year. I'll take a case of the floral paints. If so, I have the rest. A case? I don't know. Is Ben doing anything special for his class at LVO that we know of?
I think everybody gets a set. You should ask him.
Yeah.
You know who would definitely know that information? Ben Comfort.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have anything to do with his classes. He has reached out to us about it. I just don't remember what the plan was.
I know we're setting aside some stuff for him.
Yeah.
But it's his set, and then the heavy titanium white from Matt's set.
So who knows?
Yeah.
Well, Ben knows.
Ben would know.
Ben would in fact know.
Who knows? Ben knows.
Yeah, no, I do not know. We do not know. Ben definitely does know.
Scott said, I'm not talking to Eric Comets until I absolutely have to. Well, this would
Eric
be
Benjamin.
Yeah.
He's your best bet. You can't just use the man for his beauty.
I
Mm-hmm.
mean, good.
I mean, you could technically.
I'm not sure he would strictly appreciate it.
This is Ben we're talking about.
That's true.
It'd be cool to meet Ben.
You'll have an
I hope
opportunity
he
to do
stops
so.
by.
Because will be at LVO.
Well, yeah, I hope he may not stop by. I'm sure he will though.
I am sure he will stop by.
Yeah.
I mean, if we have stuff for him, he will have to get it from us at some point.
Yeah, he has to stop by.
This is true.
Yeah.
This is true.
Logic suggests
He
that this will
have
happen.
to stop by.
Unless he sends somebody else to do it, which would be hilarious.
Oh my God, can you imagine?
Yeah. So funny.
I would just tell Gabe to go run over to his class and yell at him. And ask why he didn't stop by the booth.
I think you'd have to meet me first until I would do that. I totally do that, but it'd be kind of jarring for somebody you've never met before to come into your class and
Berate you.
be loud like I can be.
That's fair.
That'll cut to. I vote we have Gabe yell at him anyways. Scott said Ben will stop by after I make up a bunch of stuff you guys said about him.
Yeah.
Really, really, really mean and hurtful things. Stuff that's just too on the nose.
I vote
very funny.
we have Gabe yell at him anyways.
Me too.
Yep.
I don't want to yell at anybody.
Dude, I know that you have this crazy need
To yell at people.
to yell at people.
I need to yell at people.
Yeah, I know you do.
I don't like yelling at people.
I know you do. Don't
I'll
lie.
yell at somebody that I never have to see again. Because I
Don't
don't have to deal with them looking sad. I just yell at them and I walk away.
Don't lie.
I'm sure that there's somebody in this building that you would enjoy yelling at, even ironically.
Enjoy
As a
yelling at,
joke.
even ironically as a joke. I mean, if it's a joke, yeah.
It's probably the wrong terminology used for ironically. But as a joke, yes, I think you could probably find somebody.
You know,
Like
it's
me.
funny. It's one of the hardest things in the world for me to go and be like if you had to, right? What I need you to do is to go yell at Gabe, like you just ruined your day.
I would go yell at Gabe.
Yeah, no, I can't do that.
It's very hard. It's one of the hardest things for me to do. Is to just go, I can generally yell on command, but if I have to go and the person doesn't know it's happening, because I don't want to ruin somebody's day.
Yeah.
You know,
Yep.
and
Yep.
you just never know what's going to be taken as the joke
Yep.
when you're getting
That's
that
fair.
kind of stuff.
Yep.
So going and yelling at people, generally not a good idea.
Yeah.
I feel like I would only ever do it to somebody who I knew well enough, to know if they were in the right frame of mind to have it done to them.
I feel like that doesn't matter. Every time I've done it in my life, it's been the wrong time.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
If
Even
I-
with people that were the best people I've ever known.
Oh.
What the hell are you doing, Keith?
Yeah.
Oh.
And then they just break down in tears.
I think if I was yelling at them and seemingly angry, if I'm kidding, or
Yeah.
if I was yelling at them and saying things to make them think I'm angry, I couldn't do that. I'll yell jokes.
Are
at
we
you.
talking about legitimately trying to make them think that we are angry
Yeah,
at
it
them?
was like
oh
acting,
no
going
no.
and fooling somebody.
No.
Yeah.
I thought we were talking about me just being like, Gabe, get over here.
Oh no, I yell at Philip all the
Yeah,
time.
see that's what I'm talking about.
That's just talking loud.
Yeah,
That's
it's talking loud, or if I yell at Philip when we're playing video games all the time.
Gosh darn it, Philip.
Yeah.
Gosh darn it.
Usually with a lot more profanity,
We're in public.
because he cries every time. Philip is and Philip, I'm sorry for outing you like this, but he is the worst loot goblin I've ever met in my entire life.
He's the worst what?
Loot goblin.
What do you mean?
He knows. When you're playing a game with somebody and there's a really cool item that's dropped, instead of stopping and going, "Hey, does anybody need this?" he just picks it up. He'll just go and pick up stuff. Oh, I don't need this. Oh, but I picked it up anyways. It was gold. I picked it up. Or I'll be fighting some boss and he's like, I'm like, where are you, Philip? He's like, oh, I'm looting. Like, what do you mean you're looting?
I know somebody who is way worse at it than
I don't know. It's
Oh.
so I
Phil
told
can't
Philip,
leave anything behind.
No, but he has to get to you at first too. He doesn't think of the other player.
So how about this? This person who
I
I'm
spend too
talking
much
about-
time in raids and WoW
Yeah.
to worry about loot, except
Jordan's-
for the final
Jordan-
boss. Or
he's
certain
pretty rough.
bosses
Hold
along
on.
the way, depending on the dungeon. You're like, none of this scab drop
Yeah.
stuff is worth a damn thing.
Yeah, Philip's a real need.
So how about this?
Philip's a roll need guy.
How about this? So, have you ever played Apex Legends or Apex?
Yeah.
Okay. So, imagine you're playing Apex with the squad, full
Yeah.
squad, 3 people, and one of these people is, is like our old friend Old Cat, Mr.
Like
Old Cat over
yep.
here. Except he's both playing this game and playing a phone game at the same time that is consuming all of his attention. And then also does what he does and steals everything.
That's funny. So when
what
the new Borderlands came out, I told Philip, I'll play this with you, but we have to play with the new game set where we have instanced drops. To where if the boss dies, I get a gun and you get a gun, and they're completely different. I will not play it with you otherwise. And our friendship was better for it.
Okay.
Yeah, we did it that way, and it worked out great. He still was off
I'm
looting
the
while I was
worst.
fighting bosses, but at least I still got the loot too.
Hey, look, it's looking pretty good over there.
I'm not happy with the details on it, so
Yeah, that's
I'm
fair.
gonna play around with some. Maybe.
Scott asked, "Can we go back to talking about 30-year-old editions of Starfleet battles, please?" It's true.
I can't help that you start boss fights prematurely.
I just want to
So
go in.
Gabe's
Let's
one
just
of
do it.
those.
No,
No.
I'm a prepper. But
Slayer Street. I don't know if there's any games going on at the shop tonight because I
don't
don't feel very
believe
good.
I don't believe so. I'm not staying.
I guess I am.
You're staying?
Oh no. No, I'm not saying.
I don't think anybody's staying.
You should go home.
You should go home.
Yeah.
We should
I'm
close
trying
up
to
and
go
you
home.
should go
rest
home.
over the weekend.
I'm trying to go home.
Philip said I am one of those that goes into I know Leroy Jenkins. I know for sure I don't do that.
That's funny.
But in Borderlands, yeah. I'm just like, look, a dude.
Let's do
and I start
this.
shooting.
Leroy
Yeah.
Jenkins.
It's so funny.
That was totally staged.
Oh, for sure. What am I looking for? Maybe warm white would be the perfect highlight for this color. Yes!
I think I don't know if Jen's probably not in chat, but I made Jen watch the Leroy Jenkins thing.
Oh my god.
So funny.
It was hilarious.
So funny.
She's like, wait a minute. What am I watching?
And why am I watching it?
I was dying laughing. It never fails to get me.
I don't know if it was staged.
Oh, yeah, it was.
All right, guys,
I think the raid
let's
leader
do
came
this.
out a while later and said that it definitely was.
Oh, okay. So good. It's so fun that they all committed to it too. Like we have to all run in and die.
The USS Leroy, that could be one.
Mm.
There you go, Gabe. Add
Alright.
to the list.
We've got 4
names?
4 names.
All right. Not too shabby. I'm going to do something weird here just because I want to have some fun.
Okay. You tell.
Well, I'm just going to... I've made a wash.
Okay. Jason, are you ready for for your brain to be thinking?
What's that?
Jason, can you explain to me the intricacies of Starfleet's political situation with the Klingons and Star Trek: The Next Generation?
I don't watch The Next Generation.
We've done it. That was Philip's question. Thank you for the follow. USS Mary Poppins?
No.
No.
What's the
Hey,
uniqueness of
somebody
Mary
likes
Poppins
us.
that relates to me?
I don't know.
I don't care about Mary Poppins.
Oh, that looks cool. Do you need that picture back?
Huh?
You need this picture back?
Oh, no.
Okay.
I'm kind of not using it. I just kind of wanted to get a general head start
Oh,
and
great.
figure out what I was doing.
You pulled up a picture on the computer.
Oh, yeah, that
It's
thing
funny.
that-
I bring up pictures for reference, and then I'm like, none of those make sense. So I just do my own thing.
What's your favorite fleet ship and why is it USS Phil?
We need a USS Phil.
Great.
We need a USS Y Phil.
USS
Why is it Phil?
Y Phil.
You will be forever ingrained, Phil.
We've done it.
The USS Y Phillip.
YNGP.
No, it'd be why is it Phil? Can we make that with numbers like in elite speak?
With numbers?
What do you mean?
The Y15.
Oh. Oh yeah. I15. Let me write this out. Okay. Y1.
He's like, oh, I get it now.
I don't. Carry the 1. Plus 75. Minus 200.
I don't know what what
To the 4th power. And 12. Calculations are still not done over there, Gabe?
That Jade worked. That's awesome.
Yeah, looks good.
That's just Jade. Super watered down Jade.
Turns out Jade's pretty good color.
Jade is always the answer. I'm proving it live.
could be Y1551TFL.
Yeah.
Why is it Phil? But maybe PL? This P? PL. USS ship face.
We've already said we're not doing any whatever face.
USS teapot. USS kettle.
Nope.
USS chair guy.
Chair guy.
Chair guy.
We're just turning monument employees into planes. It's not planes.
I think
ships.
chair guy should be the captain of one of the ships.
Scott asks, is transparent jade a viable option for the future?
Transparent green and transparent white already give you that.
Yep.
Boom.
So no, we probably won't make many other transparent colors. We're going to make one more transparent one that is going to be like a transparent crimson or a transparent true red.
Mm-hmm.
Because our current transparent red tends to go a little bit magenta when you thin it.
Yep.
We've got a transparent red formula that won't do that. So we plan on bringing that out. But that'll probably be the last of the transparents. We won't be doing a lot of them. There's with the full set having all the colors you need to blend any color you can imagine, there's no need. You can seriously make anything you want to out of the set. That's why we worked so hard to get white out a long time ago. Because it was the last color you really needed to make the whole thing work. Because you need to be able to tint, tone, and shade. And the white made you be able to do things like get jade out of mixing with the green and such. And they mix so nicely.
The transparents?
Yeah.
Yeah, they do. My favorite range in the...
James asks, is the lead ship going to be the USS Monument?
Oh.
I feel like we have to have a monument. And we have to have a hobby nerd.
Yep.
Right? And we have to have a bomb snail.
Unicorn.
Gentastic, maybe. Maybe we have to have a slow fuse and a gentastic. Maybe we don't have to have a bomb snail and unicorn.
That's 8.
That's 8?
That's 8. USS Trash Panda. Chevalier 5-1. USS Hobby Nerd. USS Leroy. Are these all USS? Is that how that goes?
What else is there? I think so.
Okay. So all USS. Trash Panda, Chevalier 5-1. Hobby Nerd, Leroy. Why is it Phil in letters and numbers? Monument, Slow Fuse, and Gentastic. 8.
We need 2 more.
Do you have 10?
Yeah, 10. There's 10 ships in the Federation. 11 in the Klingon Armada.
Great.
I like that.
That looks cool. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
It works pretty good.
I think we're getting pretty close on Grievous here.
He's looking good.
Yeah, it looks sick. USS 3rd Street.
USS Shapeways. No.
No.
Ghost Hunter said Monument sounds more like a class of ship than a ship name.
Oh. These are all. Ooh, that would be cool.
What's that?
If we had like a custom ship style
Called the
and
Monument.
we just called it the Monument class. Get somebody to sculpt a cool.
Oh, and get sued? That'd be great.
We'll get sued.
I mean, there's a reason why there's not really a whole lot of these STLs out on the marketplace.
true.
I feel like they're fairly predatory in their legal system.
Yeah.
Paramount protects their IP pretty well.
I mean, you can sculpt it and have it for fun. You just can't reproduce it and sell it, correct?
Hierarchy, you were thinking about it for a second, or what? Yeah, ship classes are often named after the first ship of the class or from the ship that they evolved out of in many cases, right? Because a lot of times a ship is partially destroyed in combat. They refit it to make it a new class of ship, and they use that
That's the
that ship's name as the name of the refit
Interesting.
class.
That's cool.
Star Trek has an amazing lore in its shipbuilding stuff.
Sculpting a ship and calling it USS Monument.
What more do you have on that ship, Jason?
Little bits and bobs.
I gotta
little
shade
shells. Do
it.
those
I gotta
have
shade it.
exposed?
I gotta put a black wash on it and then airbrush it again and then maybe dry brush it and then do all the details like on the nacelles, lighting and
Okay.
stuff.
Cool.
But these don't have exposed. Whatchamacallit? Core nacelles, do they?
Huh?
What do you mean exposed?
The glowy ones.
Well, they go in the back and the front.
Yeah, but like there's other.
They don't have the
Versions.
chambers on the side.
Yes, thank you. Yeah.
No. These are like the
Old
Original.
school, yeah.
original series ones where they had the rotating red and orange on the front. And then they don't really have, I mean, I don't know if, because that's the shuttle bay on these, and I guess that's the impulse. And then the deflector.
Professional Paint Licker says that's because it comes from the U.S. Navy naming tradition. That's cool.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I mean it's all they follow that straight up. I mean that's why the Star Trek, the sound, the whistle in Star Trek for when the captain's on the bridge
Yep.
is the same one that they used in like submarines and
Oh, that's cool.
naval ships for.
Yep.
Yeah, it's got some neat stuff. There's a really neat series called Center Seat that I've been watching. That's been really, really fun to watch.
What's it all about?
It's just a documentary about all the cool things that have brought Star Trek about, all the neat little nuances and things about it.
That's cool.
It's a really fun show.
Philip said the HMS Monument. We are British now.
Seems about right. Any black wash anywhere? I feel like my black wash ran
You
out.
have my.
That was the bottle that fell
you
earlier.
dropped?
That was
Or
empty.
that got knocked over.
It was empty. Do we need a black wash? Philip?
I don't have one. I have flesh wash and I have brown wash.
Philip, do you have black wash nearby?
I have.
Oh, here you go.
Oh wait, I got black.
Do we have it?
They're both about equally empty, so
Well, great.
I got one though.
Okay.
I got enough.
We should have enough.
I got enough to make it work.
I'll make a note. Need black wash.
Yeah, I haven't gone through and like updated all the stuff that I need for things that I'm running low of.
Black wash and glaze and wash medium. And some agua.
Oh, you were saying that's what you were adding into a cup, not that you needed glaze and wash medium. Got it.
What's that?
Oh, I was writing down that we need black wash, and then you also said and glaze and wash.
Oh, I need
mediums.
glaze and wash too.
Oh,
I go through that stuff like nobody's business.
goodness gracious! Gotta write it again.
Keeps just like, you guys are the
We just
worst.
need to make like a studio purchase order.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because we need a lot of stuff in here.
Yeah. Why isn't Phil in the comfy chair? Because he's working.
Yep.
Yeah, like Jen. Hello, Jen.
Jen.
Phil ain't off till 4.
Jen calling it out.
Yeah, Jen.
He's supposed to be working. Not hanging out in the comfy chair
Yeah.
sleeping
Mm-hmm.
as one old cat is ought to do.
It's true.
He has only ever slept in the chair during his lunch. Don't
Correct.
make it sound like Phil's a slacker.
No. That was not intended to say that he sleeps in it during not.
Phil, I
time
got
that
you,
he's allowed
baby.
to.
Phil said, "Yeah, working." Well, you better be.
Or Jen will make sure that you are working.
Thank you for the follow, Penguin Boy TV.
Hello, welcome.
I'm just lightly putting a sloppy coat of black wash right over the top of what we just did with the grays and the jades.
So with a smooth miniature like this, how do you keep it from coffee staining?
I just make sure that I'll show you, right? Number one, our
Hey,
paints
somebody
being very
likes
flat
us.
will grab the wash, so you want to do this anyway. You know, you touch the brush lightly and you make sure you carry your stroke all the way to the back, right? Don't stop mid-stroke, and then you just kind of feather out along those edges, right? Keep moving it along.
So you just don't want it to pool on
just
the flat.
thin it out, but don't do like if you see it pooling, always make sure you do a stroke that goes over the entire area, right? Don't try to just poke and prod at certain spots, right? Make sure you drag it across the whole area, and it'll get it pretty smooth. Now this model is not very smooth, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna be real honest with you. These Shapeways models suck, so I'm letting it pool a little bit to give me some detail, but it's going to have that kind of tree bark lining in it if I'm not careful. So I just want to make sure there's not enough pooling to run around the circumference of the cylinder. It'll pool down here at the bottom, so clean that up as you want.
Clean up the base.
That does the job pretty well. Again, just kind of start with quite a bit of wash. Start at your highest point, and then just kind of move it down towards the low spot. I don't really care about the front of the nacelle.
You're gonna paint over that, right?
Yeah, that'll be red and orange and OSL'd, so I'm really only caring about the armor parts.
Because those are like a glowy bit, right? The front of the nacelle.
The front is, yeah, this whole front dome.
Mhm.
Well, the front, like,
yeah,
half of the dome
cap.
has got that red plasma.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
I also run my wash very, very thin, Gabe.
Yeah,
So you
'cause
saw me
added
add
a lot of glaze
glazed wash medium, a lot of
Yeah.
water.
Is that because you're using because it's on a flat model, or do you do that normally?
I normally do that anyway because I
Okay.
like to build my wash up over layers rather than just trying to slop it all on at once. But it makes it a lot easier to feather like I'm doing now.
Yep.
Probably should have used Noosh on the disc though.
I was gonna say, why did you
That'd be
decide to do
cool.
a wash rather than noosh?
I could have done Noosh now that I'm thinking about it, but
Alright. Guys looking close.
Christmas sushi. I think I need to add more glaze to my washes. My wash technique needs some work. Christmas sushi, aka Patient Zero.
Patient
It's true.
Zero.
all depends on what you're doing, Chris, right? It's just think about the goal you're trying to reach when you do a wash. And work backwards from it, really.
Scott said, "You want me to mix my own transparent jade from white and green like a peasant?" Will do.
Yes, exactly what I want.
Chris said, "Papa Nurgle gives many gifts."
Oh my gosh.
What did he say?
Papa,
Papa
Nurgle
Nurgle gives many gifts.
many gifts.
Off right in my face. That guy triggered this whole thing.
I've hung out with Chris for this whole last 2 weeks. I never got sick.
That's probably not.
I didn't.
You dirty man.
Rat bastard.
That bastard is right. You're not helping Chris's case. He's Patient Zero. I mean, he's also just the Papa Nurgle guy.
He is Nurgle.
So
He
it
does
just
play
makes
Nurgle.
sense.
Nurgle man.
Yes, he is.
So funny. We do have 1 minute till 4.
Un momento.
1 minuto.
1 minuto.
Welcome, Treebeard.
Treebeard.
And I just got here.
Got here.
Well,
You know what time it starts.
I was gonna say this
Yeah.
ain't new.
no, there's no excuse for, I thought it was Thursday. Every day. 2 to 4.
You were here yesterday.
Every day.
What's your excuse for showing up late?
I
I
do.
was here
You
on
actually
time.
move the paint there.
Treebird says, I do work. It's a good excuse.
Hey,
That's fair.
Work.
That's fair.
look, I have to work too, and I still show up on time. Okay.
Well, I don't think that's how that works. I don't think that's how that works.
They're gonna get mad at you.
Yes.
They're gonna get mad at you. This is usually what provokes those
I
things
think
you don't
this
like,
is-
where people say, "I wish I got paid to paint."
Yeah. I think this is why they throw you under the bus all the time. Jordan.
Well, it is chat, so one
Treebird
does
says,
accept it.
Treebird said,
Treebird's like,
you,
"You
work here.
Work here. Also true.
Yes.
Also very true.
Not only does he work here, he is required to be on camera on stream.
Whoa, 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 whoa. That's true.
So I think if you were late to stream and here present, there'd be a different conversation.
That's true. See, this is the thing. Is if I show up late to stream, then I get in trouble.
Ghost Hunter said, "Bring back Monument Schlebby."
Monument Schlubby.
Zambi said, "Hope you're feeling better
I'm
today,
not going to
Jason."
tell you that they were very rude to you when you were gone.
Oh, I already know. You don't even have to say.
There were days where whoever was sitting over there was like, "I hope he's not watching right now."
Yeah.
I was like, "Poor Jordan."
That's so funny.
I think I have done a whole lot less of throwing people under the bus than you have, chat, as of late.
Oh, we have a Monument
She
Schlebby.
arrives.
Which chair will she choose? Chair right.
Oh,
Hi, Schlebby.
hello. How goes the stream?
I have no idea what I'm doing because I'm sick. I was
Jason
like, I
is
really want to
blindly
paint. Might
grabbing
not have been the
paints.
best idea. But
Well, at least you got a couple of days to like try and recover.
okay. Yeah, you realize I was feeling ill for Christmas weekend
Mm-hmm.
and New Year's weekend.
Yep.
I had to work the entire time in between both.
That might be part of it.
Well, and I work both weekends.
That's
I've been
prob-
killing myself.
That's
is the
probably
problem.
part of it.
The more I think about it,
Yeah, you should do
I might ought to slow down a little. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe I caused this.
The USS Lost Nozzle.
Oh my gosh. We made it through.
I didn't
through
lose
whole
the
stream.
nozzle.
No, Lost Nozzle and Found Nozzle.
Actually,
They're the same. They're two
I
ships.
lost the nozzle cover.
Ooh.
Jen, I did watch the fashion show from yesterday.
Did not lose it that time.
Jason just gives me a look. He's like,
That's awesome.
I've done that
gonna
to him the
drop it.
last 2 times. The first 2 times I touch the airbrush and I lose the cover. The last 2 I've been like, nailed it.
yeah.
That's awesome. USS Drop Nozzle.
If it makes you feel any better, when you were gone, I definitely.
Jen
dropped
told me.
it. Yeah. We were looking for it for a while.
Jen was like, she had to get down and like look at like bird's eye view or like worm's eye view.
It was bad. It was bad. We had a hard time finding it.
I'm not spraying paint right now, Chad. I'm just using the airbrush to. I do have color in it, which is kind of scary, but
Well, just don't pull back on the trigger.
that's exactly right. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, we'll be fine.
You got a blanket.
Yeah, night.
Yes,
Jordan-
bad paint
Jordan
done
thinks I just
worse.
sleep in here all the time.
We
But you do.
I do.
we've got
I
comfy
do.
chairs
See,
now.
he said
So people, it's closing time at the office here. So
Closing
It is-
time.
we've got a couple friends coming in. I don't know why that camera keeps readjusting its
Oh,
Oh,
audio.
why am I?
blue.
Why I'm like orange?
No, you should be that color.
No, I'm.
Oh,
too
you're
cold.
cold.
Yours is
There's
too
a
cold.
blanket.
No. I can't get it.
You don't get it.
Yeah. Jen
Who are
said
these
I was
people that are
laying
like-
down flat on the floor looking for that thing. So funny.
Yeah, we were here for a minute looking for it.
She was laying flat on the floor looking for the. Yeah, you told me that you like found it because you were like down at ground level.
Keeps fixing the chair.
Yeah, I know. It's he's literally gonna do all this work, and then next time he turns it on, it's gonna be
It's
cool.
gonna be
just
ruined
it's gonna be
again.
blue
Don't
again.
you tell me.
But I appreciate the effort. He's just trying to make me look my
also-
best, you know?
Yeah,
Oddly
you know, he's looking
blurry.
out for you.
Why is it so blurry?
I don't know, Jordan.
Why is what blurry?
It's because it's a webcam.
The webcam.
I just feel like I've seen it be much sharper than that before.
Maybe your eyes are going.
That would be bad.
Let's not wish that on him.
Yeah, that would not be good.
Not great.
Yeah,
Not a
that
good-
that
not a
would
good
be
Too many sprues.
probably
Rating.
the worst thing that could possibly
Welcome,
happen.
Raiders.
The doors
Right
are
up,
locked.
right up there with the fear of cutting my fingers off.
Yeah.
Not interested in any of that.
You know what's great about that though? I don't work with power tools, and I also don't do any woodworking.
I only do when I'm on NyQuil.
It's the best time
Yeah,
to
you
do
should
it.
probably do
best
less
time.
of that.
It's the best time to do it.
I think less of that would probably be good, Jason.
Ghost Hunter said paint the nozzle cover a bright color.
There you go. Problem solved.
Mm.
Yeah, we've done it.
I might actually do that.
See, what you could do is you could paint it a fluorescent color,
Yeah.
and then you could use a
Black
black
light.
light to immediately find it.
Fluorescent pink. Do it.
That'd be kind of
Done it.
fun. Jason doesn't like this idea.
Jason,
I'm not paying attention to you.
There's too many
He
people
is
here.
ignoring all of us right now.
It's awesome.
He's doing the right thing.
Ugh. Well, how was everyone's day?
Jason
Good.
is
Philip?
checked out.
Neat.
Schlebby?
I think
Great.
it's good.
Yeah?
I did soap and brushes.
Nice.
and
I'm a
brushes.
blanket.
Philip is a blanket?
According to Drewski, I'm a blanket. I'm a blanket.
That's, I mean, that's not in it. Not.
I think Drewski was telling Zambies you're a blanket.
Oh, okay. Like I have a blanket. I don't think I am one.
Ghost
My day
Hunter,
was good, Jordan.
Shelby's on
I'm
team
so
hot
happy
pink.
to hear that.
I am on Team Hot Pink.
Hot pink.
What's up?
I almost painted my night belt.
We got James
how's it
Meeks
going,
in the
James?
house.
James is here too. He's wherever you guys can't see him. He's
Come say hello.
that way. That way. Well, I guess this way.
Hi.
It's weird.
He waved. Just so
Dan's
y'all
is a
know.
blanket. Jamie's, why are you a blanket?
Can I see you?
There's his hand.
There it is.
That was my hand, actually. I just got a tattoo just now. you guys will sit.
You didn't hear it.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Crazy.
You out of here for the weekend?
Actually, just got removed too. So
I
it's
just
gone.
wanted to say, good weekend, guys.
Have a
Bye,
good
James.
weekend.
James.
Bye.
Bye.
We will see you bright and early Monday morning.
See you, man. Have a great weekend.
See ya.
All right.
Too Many Sprues is working on a Shadow Sun and practicing edge highlights.
Ooh.
Nice.
The Shadow Sun.
Ah. Zambies, I get it. I do know that episode. I just didn't realize it was a South Park reference.
You do know the episode,
Bye, Jordan.
but didn't know it was a South Park reference. What?
Jordan's leaving.
Jordan's leaving.
You know what? Fine.
He's
I'll
left
leave.
you. No.
Screw you. Screw you.
I can paint a model, so.
Yeah, I can paint.
Do you want to pay?
What do you paint?
Did you finish your
I'll finish
Grievous?
I'll finish Grievous.
Yeah, let Phil
Oh.
finish whatever you
Hand,
started.
hand it over.
Yeah.
Where's the fluorescent pink?
Yeah. Can I get that airbrush, please?
I have an airbrush
I need to do some
Build
priming.
the
and
fluorescent
every
pink.
fluorescent color we have.
He would literally die from anxiety if you made him sit in front of that model.
Hey,
Paint
you know what?
what's
Phil,
next.
come on. Come on.
No, I'm not comfy. I have a blanket.
See?
Oh.
Told you.
Go down.
Where are we going? Where are we going?
Philip.
Where are we
Go
going?
down.
Standing up. Okay. And now we're coming over here.
Do I get to be in the model?
You don't get
In
to
the
be
model?
You know what I meant. Look at this.
All right, I dare you to put paint on it.
You want me to put paint on it? Sure.
Wow, that's scary.
Do you care where?
He's gonna do it,
Yes.
Phil.
I gotta ask all the right
I
questions.
dare you.
Where should I put
Dang,
paint?
this is really scary.
Yeah.
I want Phil to put.
I
put
don't.
paint on
I
it.
don't doubt that he's gonna do
You
it.
should dry brush
I
the
am
red.
good. I hope you're. Are you like testing to see if I won't?
I know you will.
Because
Phil's like, what
do
is
you
this?
wanna do?
What exactly is happening here?
What is calling to Philip in this very moment?
I don't know.
I think it was being comfy on the chair. but-
It was. I wanted to lay in my blanket.
You ripped him away from that.
You've taken me
Yeah,
from my
well,
home,
That's part of my.
so you might regret this. What do I want to do? Chat. I'll let you guys vote. What should Philip do to the model?
Oh, they're
should-
gonna say fluorescent
Oh,
paint.
Jesus.
Can you
Plaid.
make? You should make the rim of the.
We
face.
needs to reprime. Thank you, Christopher.
You can go sit down now.
Oh,
You can go sit down now.
needs a reprime.
Get out of here, Christopher.
Yeah. Yeah.
Stop tempting him with the reprime.
What are your thoughts on
was all
rusty
Chris's
metal?
Yeah, Christopher.
Yeah.
I was gonna do something nice. I was actually gonna think about
Yeah.
it. Just dip it.
Just tip it.
You just dip
I
it.
need a bucket
Yeah.
of wash.
Somebody hand me the
Christmas
noosh.
sushi, man.
Christmas sushi savage.
I would have
All
done something
sorts of
too. I would have
problems.
actually tried very nicely. I would have been scared to mess it up.
Yeah. I would have if I were to do anything,
gonna
I
put
would
tri-
repaint the black trim
No,
like
I
a
was,
pink
I was gonna put.
because it's easy to
It's a
fix.
great idea.
I was gonna put a tiny dot of transparent white on the tip of one of the lightsabers, and that was it.
Nice.
And then I would have just walked away. You can fix it if it's
Yeah.
bad.
And then in the fine print when Jordan sells his miniatures, he has to say that. Oh
Yeah.
no, this was painted by also
Also by a new guy.
also by
Yeah.
New Guy
I
Phil.
don't really have any interest in selling my Shatterpoint stuff. I'm very happy with it.
He just wants to
And
give it
it's-
away
it's-
in streams.
It's
Right
good
now-
for people to take a look at, and I can show cool stuff on it.
Your Shatterpoint
Oh, yeah,
stuff's
your
great,
Shatterpoint
dude.
stuff is awesome.
I
dude.
love your-
I don't
love
want to
your
get rid of my
Shatterpoint
Shatterpoint
stuff.
stuff.
No, I wouldn't.
Well, you
either.
did
I
get
also like the game.
you
so-
did get rid of one of your Shatterpoint stuff.
That's what I was saying.
Well,
The
yeah,
best
that is
one.
true.
Yeah, I know.
That's
Yeah.
true.
He
But
gave
didn't
away the
sell it.
best one on
Yeah.
stream.
Yeah, you're welcome,
You're welcome.
Whittle Goblin.
Yeah.
If you're
That's
still
right,
here.
she posted
Yeah,
that
Oh,
she
yeah.
got it.
So cool.
I shared it as well. At least Whitty got it though.
Yeah, exactly.
I
It went to a
loved
good home.
Zambi's reaction was so funny.
I gotta
that-
go get her.
I gotta go get her. I'm gonna text her right now.
Right now.
That's awesome.
She better not be pooping.
Definitely pooping.
Is there going to be any OSL from those lightsabers?
No,
Nada.
no, I don't want to mess with that.
He's kind of holding them far away. He's holding them out.
Yeah. So like, OSL is one of those things where there most of the time you're not gonna get as much OSL as most people would think you would get.
I don't know if you watch the movies, they don't have like all the lightsabers don't have a ton of OSL.
Well, because when you're in like a bright environment,
Yeah, when you're in daylight, it turns out you don't get a whole lot of OSL, right?
Correct.
Yeah, exactly.
there's not a whole lot of OSL you get.
There's a lot of OSL when like Darth Vader's in the dark.
in
with
the
his
dark, but that's
lightsaber.
Yeah.
it. It's only
Yeah.
when it's dark. It's like how often are you painting models that are in the dark
Correct.
with a nightlight?
Yeah. Which is why, if you look at the Vader,
Nightlight
most
stick.
of that OSL is on his leg.
They're all exactly
Because it's
really close
darker
to the
part.
leg.
Yeah.
Space wizards with nightlight sticks.
It's closer to
They're
the
just
light.
Scared of the dark. That's all.
Because like this is the big thing, right? There's two things you have to think about. One is proximity of the thing that is being the proximity of the origin of the light to whatever it's casting light on is part one. Part two is the local brightness of the environment. And if
Ooh.
the light is too far away from, or the source is too far away from the thing you're looking at lighting up, you're not going to get a ton of OSL on it. The brighter your local environment is, the less OSL you're going to get on stuff. So when you have both of those two things together, don't even bother.
Yeah.
Unless you like, it is a incredibly bright source of light, but it's.
Zambi said, new idea: paint a model in UV light with only the fluorescence. That sounds rough.
I don't know.
Nah, I think I'll pass
We got
on
to
that
prime the
one.
model in UV light or in fluorescence just to see it.
Yeah.
Like in the dark.
I mean, you could prime it. You could probably mix fluorescence with the white primer.
There
The
you go.
detail's coming through pretty good over there.
Yeah, like all the tree bark.
Well, to be fair,
That's
it
the
is
very
kind of hard to
first
see
one
that
they
on
made.
stream.
These are the really old Trek ships that
Yeah.
were wooden.
Yeah.
It's space.
This is the
Man's
wooden model.
This is man's first journey into space.
Yeah, first.
Literally his
journey.
first journey into space.
Chop down trees, wrestle them together.
Yeah.
and
We don't need those
blast it
ships
off into
anymore,
space.
boys. We're going to space. Arr.
If you don't make a pirate ship now, I'm gonna be so mad.
We do have those to paint here.
So funny. We do.
When we
No,
get
it
around
needs,
to
it
them.
needs to be like an Enterprise ship, but
But like a pirate ship.
I mean, we can just
Federation
put a
pirate.
thing on it that just says USS Enterprise.
Oh, and then we got to paint all our pirates for that as like red shirts.
yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah.
Do I have to build a boat now?
Yes.
You
gotta build all
wanted
those-
to build the boat in the
You
first
wanted-
place.
You knew you
Dang
had to
it.
build the boat
Didn't you
anyway.
start
Your
it?
idea.
I did start it, and I
You
did it.
started it.
Just
I
finish
started it, but I did it wrong because the instructions are terrible.
Oh.
So I have to- I have
Gabe
to-
ruined it.
Poor Gabe. He's
I have
never
to-
built
Gabe can't
models in his
read.
life.
I have to finagle it. It is terrible instructions.
Are you sure?
Can you
They're
really blame the
awful.
instructions?
I can.
Who read,
I'll-
who
you know
read
what?
the instructions?
Yeah.
I'll show you the instructions.
User error.
He's like, I will show you.
User error.
User error.
Oh.
Cry
Cry
me
me
a
a
river,
river,
Gabe.
Gabe.
I will. You know what, Chris? How about this? When you build your Titan, I'll give you a picture of what a Titan should look like and make you build it. That's what it is.
That's how you do
What
it.
what you should have done is tell him to glue all of the parts onto the Titan before painting it,
Yes.
and then
Touche.
do
Touchy.
the regular version of that yourself and see what happens.
No sprechen Sie
Sprechen Sie Deutsch?
Deutsch. No sprechen.
Yeah. No speak.
We were having our own conversation over here about touche being pronounced touchy.
Yeah.
I don't
Well,
think
Philip said it. I
I
laughed.
said it. She laughed. That's it. That was the whole conversation.
that,
That
was
was
the
the
entire
conversation.
conversation.
So no instruction.
So no instructions. The only instructions that it has was imagine if all the pieces, every piece was separated and it was like all spaced apart, right? And there's just arrows everywhere. So there's just arrows pointing at where it should go, but it doesn't tell you what you need to do first before you do this part. So this part needs to be built first to then go inside of this part. Then it gets connected, but doesn't tell you that. It just has arrows.
It's like I'm there.
I can see it.
I can see it.
It is really irritating how poorly those ships were printed. It's a big bummer.
Yeah. Men don't read instructions.
I don't read.
Not true.
I
don't
would
read.
say it depends on the thing I'm trying to put together.
Yeah.
This, I did look at the instructions for.
I hope
Yeah.
so.
Now imagine if it was just the pieces on one page with arrows pointing to the center of it.
I mean, I've built complicated models without instructions before, but this one, like, I couldn't tell which arm belonged in which,
Yep.
like,
Mhm.
where,
Yep.
because they're all the same.
Uh-huh.
So
And that's where the issue
Now
lies.
imagine Grievous is a boat.
now imagine that experience and apply it to a boat.
Now imagine it's
A
twice
Grievous
as many
is the boat.
pieces and it's made of wood.
It's like Jason's
It's
Star
fine.
Trek ships.
Yeah.
Though they're made
How's it
of-
going, Slovak? We're doing good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just finishing up here.
Grievous does look fun.
I think.
I actually painted some of it.
No, you didn't.
You missed it. It definitely happened.
We all
Don't
did.
Don't watch the VOD.
Yep, we all did. It's crazy. I did the cape,
Yeah.
the armor, the lightsabers.
all of it. Literally the entire. That's all of it. And then Philip did the rock.
So Solo's got a question. How does fluo orange look over normal orange? Brighter and more saturated.
Like, question: are you saying like the difference between the two, or are you saying when you apply fluorescent orange over orange?
It's a good distinction.
Good clarifying
Mm.
question.
I'm pretty sure my answer is the same.
I think it is.
It might be the same. Regardless.
I'm pretty sure the
Way
answer
to answer
is...
every question possible to him.
I'm not sure my answer
Okay,
changes.
over orange, so like applied over orange. It's
It-
fluorescent
yeah, I mean
applied over orange.
the fluorescent orange is brighter and it is more saturated. It's more intense. Our traditional orange. I mean, you can just look at the difference, right?
It's definitely something that I wouldn't use as an edge highlight unless you want it to look like it's glowing.
Like this is fluorescent orange,
Yeah, the
and
paint
this is
terrible.
orange. So I probably wouldn't use fluorescent orange over orange because it's just a slightly different orange.
Had a spot where the wash wasn't dry on the bottom, and I tore the paint.
Oh,
I
that's
fixed
the
it.
worst.
It's on the bottom. Don't nobody look at the bottom of the ship.
Yeah.
I do.
Now I'm going to.
That's where the barnacles are.
That's where all the barnacles are.
Can you please
Oh
put
my
barnacles
God.
underneath
Space
it?
barnacles.
If you put
Space
space
Yes,
barnacle on,
Space barnacles.
I'm so excited for that.
Oh man.
Are we staying for games tonight?
Are you?
Jason needs to go home.
Ja-
I gotta go
Jason
home.
That's all
does
right.
need
Are
to
you
go
going
home.
home, Jason? If
Yeah.
You're going home.
I'm going home.
Okay, that's all
We
right.
can't let
Jason's
him
going
stay.
Yeah,
home.
you need to rest.
That I'm very happy with, though.
That was great.
That does look
It
good.
does look
I'm
really
not
good.
super stoked with the quality of the model, but I can get quite a bit of detail out of it to the point to where now I'm happy. Now with just a little bit of edge highlighting. I did a very, very soft overbrush with the dry brush, and I used, as you saw, I used the DD3, the biggest dry brush that we have.
Yeah.
Rather than trying to go in with a small dry brush to get small details, hit it with a big one and just lightly dusting it. You saw how long the paint lasted on that brush. I barely refilled it at all. So you get just a light dusting. So it brightens it up, but now I can go back in and pick out details, do lights on it. I'll probably come back and do some sort of OSL lighting once we get the whatchamacallits. I can't paint all of these fully until we get the decals.
Solitaire said, I have orange that I have painted using capillary action into runes and cracks on Slaves of Darkness armor and wanted to make it a little brighter, maybe a light glow. Yeah, probably use fluorescent orange. Over orange would work.
Well, remember, too, that you want to probably go in, like, if you're doing cracks, you want to paint them white first.
Yeah.
No matter what you do. If you're trying to do glowing runes, paint white, then orange, then a little bit more white to detail the bright spots, and then orange again. And you'll get a really, really bright one. If you do it with fluorescent, it'll be even brighter. But even with regular orange, that's the way to do it.
You could even do
Layer your glow with white, right? Start with white,
Yeah.
then put the color of the light, then go back with white into the brightest areas, leaving the color around it almost, and then do the color again, and then last highlight with white.
How's it going, Awkwardish Panda?
Well, Panda.
awkwardish. Hello. Welcome to non-lurk status.
Nap time.
Nap
It's
time.
not nap time.
I
Oh
tried to share my blanket.
boy,
Shelby
oh
didn't want
boy.
I didn't want it. Threw it at me.
it. I handed it to you
No.
with force.
Okay.
Play 7th Sea with Star Trek minis. Well, that's the thing, right? Any ship game can be played with these models. If you ever played Battlefleet Gothic, it's literally just a two-dimensional ship on water game.
Mm-hmm. With some weird sci-fi stuff.
Yeah. I mean, it literally plays exactly like you would play if you were playing Ships of the Line. Starfleet Battles, pretty much the same.
none of them really have a good 3-dimensional space feel to them because it's very difficult to
I was
do
like,
on
how
a
do you do that? Yeah.
on a table.
Without like creating little like extenders.
Yeah,
Are
you'd
there,
have to have rules
like-
for elevations
Yeah.
and facing is the problem.
Are
Like trying to create a 360-degree spherical facing for a model is really tough.
That's
Like how do you
super
say like where was I pointing my phasers at last time? You know, I have a 270-degree firing arc from the front of my ship. Where are you in relation to that in this?
Yeah.
Yeah, in all of space.
Yeah. So
Are there any good like water-based ship battle games that have cool miniatures?
World.
Well, there's the Blood Red Seas, I think, that goes with Blood Red Skies. It may not be called Blood Red Seas, but Warlord makes a game that is ships that's actually pretty cool.
Okay.
You have to raise your sails to a level to get your speed, and it's all based with like
Blood
cannon
and
shot that
Plunder.
tears sails and breaks masts and
Which is
things like that, so
cool.
it's very detailed.
Panic
Yeah.
Bomb says Blood
But
and
it's-
Plunder, which is the game that those
What
ships
we're
are from.
talking about.
Yeah, I've seen smaller ones though, where you have like
Yeah,
a
those
fleet of
ships are like these.
Yeah.
Like Battlefleet Gothic, but on water.
Yeah.
I think it's called Blood Red Seas.
I'll look it up.
Doesn't I think Catalyst has a new like boat?
I've
They're
seen
more
I've seen a few.
futuristic.
They're remaking.
There's
what's it called?
Dystopian Wars too, and they have
I think it's
a
called
small
Leviathan game.
version that has
Oh,
like,
Leviathan's
boats.
right.
I think
yeah.
so. They're remaking an old. I think they got the IP. They're redoing it. I think it's called Leviathan.
Yeah.
But it's like a steampunk
But
battle.
That's
Solitaire,
so
Yeah, you would like it.
same kind of thing as when I did the eyes on this dreadnought. The eyes started out by painting the full eye white, right? With titanium white. Paint the inside of the eye white, and then you'll see how there's a little bit of glow on the edge of the eyes. That was done by putting a kind of a dollop of transparent white in there over the titanium white. And then I put orange transparent over it, right? And then when the orange transparent dried, it would be darker around the edges and brighter in the center. And then I went back with white in the center of the eye, and then in this case, I put yellow fluorescent over the top of that. But you could continue to do orange, and it just makes them glow better. But this is the same way you would do runes, as you do islands, as you do anything.
Armada.
No, I'm pretty sure the Catalyst one's Leviathan. That sounds
Oh,
right.
is Armada different?
Is that it for us?
Turns out humans are bad at thinking in 3D, which is why Star Trek ships have dolphins and whales on them. That's canon.
That is not inaccurate.
That's canon.
That's so funny.
The Enterprise D never showed it, but mentioned it, and it's on the plans for the ship. It's called the whatever the hell dolphins are. What are they? What's their species or their genus?
God.
Porpoise?
Not cephalopods. Or are they cephalopods?
No.
I don't remember.
I know. It's the cetaceans.
Cetaceans?
Cetacean. Yeah, there it is.
Wow,
was
how
like,
did
it's
you
something.
pull that out?
Are they cetaceans?
Yeah, cetacean.
So there's a
CEATA.
cetacean science deck
Yeah.
on the Enterprise D
Yeah,
in the
that's it.
plans that is big tanks that have like 8 or 10 dolphins and 2 whales in tanks, because by that time we've learned to communicate with them, and
Yeah.
because they are supreme navigators because they're continuously navigating in 3-dimensional space. So
Yeah.
they are the navigational computers for the ship, are the dolphins and
Interesting.
the
Yeah,
whales.
cetacean. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got it right.
That
I don't know
makes
how.
sense.
Yeah, that came out.
Interesting.
I don't know where that came.
But
from.
I think it's
so
only
that
mentioned
was it.
once.
Yeah.
And I don't watch
One in a million.
Next Generation,
Yeah.
but I saw this little factoid that like Jordy, the
Yeah.
Reading Rainbow guy
Oh yeah.
with the
I
hair
like that you're like, oh.
Reading Rainbow with
Yeah.
he
I know
has the
exactly,
hair
yeah.
clip on his
Yeah.
face, the worst prop ever in the history of science fiction.
Oh my god.
But it's so iconic.
Huh?
It's so iconic.
Oh
though.
no.
It's literally
Oh,
like
yeah,
a
no,
girl's
it's
hair,
yeah, I
hair
know exactly
clip,
what it is.
hair clippy thing, and so he has
One of the
where's the
headbands.
hair clip Reading Rainbow guy tells him to gets a Ferengi, the dudes with the stupid
Uh-huh.
ears, and tells the Ferengi, asks him if he wants to see the dolphins.
Yep.
As he tries to guide him away from haggling with Picard. Like he's bugging Picard, and Picard doesn't want him around, so he goes, "Oh, let me show you the dolphins," and that's the only thing I think you ever see in the series about it.
Where they talk about.
But there's
dolphins.
literally
Yep.
the whole time you're watching that
Darby
series,
Wiles.
there's
You know,
some
there's an
dolphins down
aquarium,
there
yeah.
just filling their belly on like bait fish or something that come out of the
that
food
are
generators.
navigating.
I'm gonna be honest.
treacherous deep space.
I might go home and watch Star Trek 4.
Deep
I might go home and watch it just because we had this conversation.
The ultimate
That's funny.
ocean, deep space.
Yeah.
Yeah. The ultimate.
After Star Trek 4, the whole whale transportation thing, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly.
Important whales.
They're like, oh, look, we can save the universe or save the planet by having whales on our ships. Well, that's probably a good idea.
Putting whales into space.
The funny thing is that it was eight dolphins and 2 whales.
Yeah, it's like a very specific number of dolphin to whale ratio.
Like one whale couple and a gaggle of
of
dolphins.
small
A
pod of
whole
dolphins.
flight of dolphins.
Flight of dolphins.
What happens when there all of a sudden becomes 3 whales?
I don't know.
Jettison.
You
make a new starship.
You make a new starship.
That's why they have so many
That's the
ships.
rate at which you can build new ships.
Yeah, they can't get authorization from Congress until one of their whales has a baby.
Yep.
Oh my
That's
god.
Well, it
funny.
begs the question: does every starship have a cetacean
dolphin-
deck?
I hope so.
You know?
Oh,
It's headcanon for me now.
amazing.
Probably.
Yeah, but it's canon because this YouTube thing I was watching was talking to one of the starship designers, one of the guys that actually makes them for the movie, and like has to go through the whole canon and what is
Yeah,
and what isn't.
what
And it
isn't,
looks like
yeah.
this and doesn't do this, and you can't do this.
Cetacean deck.
Yeah, and he's like, yeah, dolphins.
Dolphins.
Makes sense.
Can't have.
Like,
can't
how
have
could
Star
that
Trek.
story not get told? Like, there should be a whole freaking episode about dolphins for crying out loud.
Maybe
Yeah.
it'll happen in lower decks.
I hope so.
They
That'd be
need to
funny.
have that happen.
That would be a
That'd be
really.
I think they're
funny
trying to
episode.
retreat from that because
From
that's
the
pretty
dolphins thing?
stupid.
I mean, you're not wrong.
They could do
it's
it well.
really
though.
dumb.
If they do it well, it doesn't matter. You can have dumb things done well,
Oh my
and I
God.
want to see the cetacean deck.
It's pretty dumb. I mean, if you think whales get depressed at SeaWorld, imagine on a starship, right?
Yeah.
Like we're in space,
At least we can talk to them at that point.
staring
They're
out a
not,
glass
you know.
wall, talking to these stupid apes.
Hey, can you help us in space?
It's like,
Yeah.
you guys literally
Sure, we'd
can't
love to go
imagine.
blow up
Yeah.
more Klingons.
Yeah,
Great.
ooh.
Shaking their junk at the Borg. Assimilate this.
I think Star Trek is my new favorite show.
The dolphins are actually in a few episodes of Lower Decks, says Shadow. Are they really?
Oh,
I've watched all of Lower Decks and have not seen that yet, but okay. That means it's coming up.
it's coming.
It's coming up.
Oh my gosh.
All right. Well, thank you guys and gals for joining us. We always appreciate you tuning in. If you're new here and have not hit that follow button, please do. We are Monument Hobbies. We make all the wonderful paints and brushes and things that you've watched us play around with today as I painted this whatever class dreadnought. Heavy
Pirate class.
dreadnought for my Starfleet Battles Federation fleet.
Whew, I painted an alien.
I have 10 of these I have to paint. Not of this. They hopefully get smaller. They go down to this. Eh.
Thank you for the follow, RC Roscoe.
Oh, it's a lot smaller.
Oh,
so
it's a lot
cute.
smaller.
Yeah.
Baby.
And this is like a destroyer. Or a frigate.
Oh my gosh.
You have the Enterprise over
And
there
that thing
somewhere?
is the size.
This one has like 1,000
Of a
people on it.
tower.
This one has like 100.
It's bigger
So.
than that.
Yeah.
The potato class dreadnought.
Does the little one have less whales?
It must. It must. It must only have like one little
It has
dolphin.
one whale and 4 dolphins.
Yeah.
One dolphin.
Yeah. No, they drop the whales and they have the
yeah.
dolphins.
Yeah, they can
Yeah.
only have 6 dolphins, no whales.
Or
This
maybe
is
it's
where
a-
they put the cantankerous ones that can't make friends with
Yeah,
you.
Do you think it's the size of
You're
whale
off
that
on your
matters
own. You get a
too?
frigate.
Yeah. Is
Yeah.
it
You know?
like, what kind of whales
Like,
are we
are we
talking
talking
about?
what
Sperm
types?
whales? Is it a
Are
very
these
Beluga?
Belugas?
whales?
Yeah.
Those are like those
Wait.
are more
So then
more
Small.
dolphins.
Yeah.
What do they have in the transport? So they just put some goldfish in there
Oh,
in the transport.
and the little transport.
The shuttles.
Oh.
Goldfish.
Like,
I like this whole
we
idea.
put a salmon in ours.
I think it's like trout.
Yeah,
Trout.
It's a
It's
rainbow
like
So
trout.
probably a river fish of some kind.
Yeah. Some sort of freshwater. You've been learning to paint for 20 years. You have a nice airbrush setup. You just suck at painting in general. Roscoe, just hang out with us more.
Yeah.
Yep.
Always feel free to ask questions. You saw me. All I did was airbrush and dry brush today just to get the base coats on this guy. But we do all sorts. You name it. We paint everything in every way you can imagine. We just got done doing the Hulk, all brush painted. Jordan was working on the base. I got to finish up the base. But yeah, so Jordan's doing General Grievous over there, all brush. Pretty much all brush, right?
I think.
All brush?
Prime.
I think everything has been brushed.
Nice. We'll show you.
Yeah. Solar whales.
Heck yeah.
Solar whales.
Just one lonely porpoise.
I might have base coated the red with an airbrush.
And a duck. There's got to be a
There's gotta
duck.
be a duck.
There's a duck somewhere.
For sure.
All right, guys. Like I said, thanks for joining us. Hopefully, you'll check out all the links that Gabe's going to put up there. The FLGS, the store link will show you where to go to find our products. The FLGS link will show you stores in your general vicinity. If you can't find one, hit the store link. You can buy direct from our website. And then also the YouTube and the Discord links will let you join our community. You can check up on all the VODs for all these live shows, as well as our shorts over on YouTube. And the Discord's got well over 3,000 artists just like yourself you can come hang out with, have some fun, tell some jokes, see some good inspiration on miniatures, and join in on our monthly challenges. We've got the January one going on right now. So have a wonderful and safe weekend. Stick around. We're going to find somebody to raid, so show some love in the channel we wind up in, and we'll catch you back here on Monday. Adios, gang.
Bye.